us a real insight into the pre-season tour and what players focus on and what we'll be working on over the next couple of weeks. Delighted to be joined by the CEO of Lancashire Cricket, Daniel Gidney. Daniel, the first tour out here, thunder and lightning together. Couldn't be any better.
No, it's fantastic. It's kind of a bit ironic when it's 37 degrees, boiling hot sun, and we're talking about thunder and lightning on tour. But yeah, kind of historic this week, Warren. I've been in the game, but it's great to be pioneers and to do something that is new, and to have the women's pro team and the men's pro team out on the first ever equal tour. I know some regions might have sent the men to the UAE and the women to Spain, but it's not really the same thing. So I'm really proud to be part of a club that is forward thinking and recognising that if we're going to support a women's professional cricket programme, then we need to do it properly.
You've been a real front runner in pushing the development of the women's game and into the Thunder side now. There is marked improvement. How important is coming out here for women with the perspective of developing?
Well, we take for granted the strides in the men's game. I was watching the men do some warm-ups yesterday, and some of the fielding on the boundary, and some of the fielding, as you know, that the men's cricket around the world do now on boundary, 10 years ago impossible. But the strides and how our men's team are now as fit as they've ever been. Fitness levels, everybody's striving and everybody's driving to the next level. And talent, you can't rely on talent alone, and fitness and professionalism really takes you to that next level to be the best you can be. We kind of take that for granted in the men's game. And again, if we're serious about supporting a women's professional programme, we can't do it on a part-time basis, and we have to support that, because we've got some really talented women coming through the pathway. But to really support them to be the best that they can be and go on and play for England, then we have to be able to support, with it be strength and conditioning, nutrition, physiotherapy, and say that this is a gender equal sport, and actually we need to support it as well as we do the men. And it's brilliant that the ECB have put money aside for a regional programme, but definitely in areas of strength and conditioning and physiotherapy, it's not enough. And so we're over investing in that space because it's the right thing to do, and we're supporting the non-contract players and helping them bridge to go from semi-professional to professional. So if somebody's on a warehouse shift at 6 a.m. and they're too tired to train in the evening, we're a big enough organisation now that we want to be able to support these women as they're coming through in their journey from semi-professional to professional, to say, actually, why don't you work in our hotel or our conference and events business, and we'll build your shifts around your training programme. And that's something we believe is unique to Lancashire Cricket and Emirates Old Trafford, that we can really put our money where our mouth is when it comes to developing women's elite sport.
That's fantastic. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up. Magnificent facilities here at CCA, here in Dubai at Sports City. 3-match series. It's poised at 1-1. Really, really exciting. The girls are so excited to get out there, perform the skills they've been practicing all winter. What's set up for this afternoon, do you think?
Well, I think it's a good game. I think yesterday, after the game, some of our team might have felt a bit of complacency. UAE came back strong again today. Quicker pitch today. That was close to, would have been one of the highest chases our team has ever done. So it's new experiences all the time, and that's the key, as you understand, Warren. It's you only learn as a player or as an individual in life with stretching yourself and challenging yourself in new environments. And that was a lesson today, and it was tough. But how do you learn? And ultimately, these are world-class elite facilities. International teams trained here during the World Cup. International teams, elite sports teams, do not train anywhere if they're not good facilities. As you know, we have an incredible relationship with Emirates and with Dubai Sports City, the ICCA, and these are amazing facilities. And for our women's programme to have the ability to train in warm weather out here, there's no other region that's doing that in the UK. And the experiences of playing tough games, now, the men wouldn't play 2 T20 double headers back to back in a day. Not in your day, and not in our day.
Definitely not in my day.
Our women here want to play two T20 double headers in 37 degrees heat. And I can tell you, they won't face conditions like that in Manchester next summer. So I think, but the UAE have been a good test for them, a good challenge, and you always want competitive cricket, and they'll learn a lot. I mean, who from your perspective has been the standout performers, so far of the first couple of days?
Well, I've been working with the women's team now over the last couple of years, and Ellie, the captain here, has been a magnificent development as a player, both as a cricketer and the mental side of the games. Ellie's someone who wants this so badly. But then you look at the flip side to that, you see young Seren, who's 17-year-old. You've got other players who have never experienced this kind of facility before, and they're absolutely buzzing from the minute they get on the coach to getting off the coach onto that brilliant surface that we see there. I mean, we at Emirates Old Trafford have great facilities, we have a great stadium, we have a world-class stadium, but you get out here, it's as good as anywhere in the world, so the girls are really performing on that. But Daniel, I just want to touch on, you mentioned before that our principal sponsors, Emirates, who we come out here to Dubai, with great sanctions from them. How important are they in the development of our cricket at Emirates Old Trafford?
I can't really overestimate how Emirates have supported us on our journey. You go back to 2012, the club had lost 9 million in 4 years. The development programme was under legal action. The club had no money, and a club of 150 or 7 year standings had never been in that position. It was. Emirates supported our vision back in 2013, and we sold them a vision because it wasn't a reality. We sold them a vision that was, this is where we want to take Lancashire cricket, and we want to take Old Trafford to become Emirates Old Trafford. And actually, that to us is going to be much, much more than a name on a stadium. And Emirates bought into that. They supported us at a time when we were selling a dream, and we're into that dream. And now we have a 60 million redeveloped stadium. We're about to knock down the Red Rose building and do a 100-bed extension and members' facilities. And Emirates is a key part of that. The money that they've invested in the club year on year for the last 10 years has absolutely, without doubt, helped us to be the club that we are. So Emirates are massively important. And then quickly, from a women's programme, elite women's sport is at a space now commercially in the UK. It's really starting to take off. From a commercial perspective, men's elite sport is a very saturated and mature market. And you can get certain gains, but from an accelerated commercial value perspective, women's elite sport really gives you a unique opportunity. And we saw last year with the Women's 100 live on BBC, the platform that provided for some of our women's elite cricketers. Kate Cross hitting the first 6 ever in the 100, that'll be a quiz question in the future. Looking at her doing her ramp shots, although I don't think her brother Bobby taught her those. But the point is, you've got Sports Breaks, who are now the main sponsor, the shirt sponsor of our women's setup. And without Rob Slawson and Sports Breaks, we wouldn't be able to invest as what we do in the women's programme. And Hilton actually invested cash into supporting the women coming out to UAE. And commercial sponsors are now recognising the real value that elite women's sport can provide. And I think that's only going to grow.
Absolutely, as we've seen in the last couple of years. And let's quickly touch on 2022 at Emirates Old Trafford. Tell us what we've got in store this year.
It's going to be a quiet one this year, Warren. We've never had in 10 years 2 one-day internationals and a test match. We've got a full blast programme, and top 4 for the blast: Liam Livingstone, Phil Salt, Joss Butler, Tim David. I don't know who goes 1 and who goes 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to go out there and make a big call. I think you're going to struggle to find a top 4 elsewhere in the country that can beat that. And then we've got the 100, and we've got 5 concerts. So, and I know you're a big Harry Styles fan, so but no, it's going to be a very busy year. And on top of all that, we've got construction. So it's the operations team want to kill me, but it's in life, as you know, when you're a player, you've got to keep moving forward. You've got to keep moving forward, because the moment you stand still, that's kind of the end, really. And everybody look at why are partners supporting us? Because we're moving forward. We're leading on the women's programme. We're leading on development of the stadium. And And now it's very much a case of, get involved with Lancashire Cricket and Emirates Old Trafford, and there's fantastic opportunities.
Number 1 in the county championship, the winner of the T20 Vitality Blast, the women winning everything that they can do in women's cricket. That is the baseline that we need to get. Daniel Gidney, CEO of Lancashire Cricket and Emirates Old Trafford, thank you very much for joining us. It's always great to catch up. Don't forget your factor 50. It's about 35 degrees here, and enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thanks, Warren.
And with that, we'll go to another short break.
This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible. Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible. in pace.
This is absolutely spectacular.
And from nowhere.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the ICCA here in Dubai, here at Sport City. We've had Phil Salt, we've had CEO of the club, Daniel Gidney. Delighted to be to leave the best till last. Delighted to be joined by Phoebe Graham, a new recruit for Thunder. First time in Dubai, Phoebe?
It is, yes, first pre-season tour for me, so really enjoying it and getting used to this heat.
Great opportunity for the ladies to get out there, show the skills, new conditions, hot conditions. How are they coping up?
It's been great, to be honest, and to also just be playing cricket makes such a difference at this time of year, to practice your skills out in the middle, because we spend a lot of time indoors and it makes a huge transformation to our game to get out there and practice those skills.
If it's anything like the lads team, you know, you spend all that time, as you've mentioned, in the indoor cricket facility at Emirates Old Trafford to get out there on a wonderful wicket, a wonderful outfield. How important is that at this time of the year?
It's so important because I think it really helps with the tactical side of the game as well. Indoor there's only so much you can do, but when you're facing that opposition you go back into performance mode, and that's what the game's all about. So yeah, it's made a significant difference, and I think it'll really help us prepare for the season.
Really interesting that the fact that you've done all your fitness work, all your strength and conditioning, you get out into 35-degree heat and running a 3. Does that prepare you for that?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but bowling...
You've not had to run many 3s at the minute.
Yeah, no. But yeah, bowling, it's been hard work in the heat. And I think, again, it's taking your mind out of those technical things you've been working on throughout the winter and actually getting into performance mode, which is really good to be out here and just practising that.
A great new signing for the Thunder. A new start, a new beginning. New challenges?
Yeah, definitely. It's been good out here leading the attack with the girls and just getting used to the new team dynamic, coaching group, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far.
You're one of the senior members of the team. You've come in as a senior member. It's a very, very young squad that we've got here in the UAE and in Dubai. Are they looking up to you?
I think so. I hope so. I mean, who knows, really? But I think with that, it's really trying to provide clarity to the girls and clear those fuzzy brains, and that's something I'm working on in my own game, but trying to be calm, collective as much as possible. You know,
you've played in the big games, Phoebe, and a lot of the girls have not been into that environment before. I suppose the help that they'll get from you with just little snippets of advice and calming words are important.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been really clear on what your role is, what your plans are, and I know a lot of the girls are still in that sort of technical mindset rather than what is your game, and that's what's really exciting, to be out here and learn where your super strengths are and making sure you're playing to them as much as possible.
Really, we've got an excellent coach in Paul Shaw, who's attention to detail in everything he does. Have you found working with Shawsy?
Yeah, Shawsy's great. Brilliant, because you work on all aspects of your game as well, so it's not just bowling, it's batting, fielding. And yeah, that attention to detail's huge in the game. So yeah, it's been great working with the coaching staff.
Do you know, we talk about the diversity element to the women's game and how it's developed over the last 3 years since the Super League started. This here is a real breakthrough for women's cricket, having the same environment, the same facilities and the same opportunities that the men's team do.
Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant from that perspective. And I think you can feel the one club mentality from Lancashire, and as a female player that's just elevates a lot of pressures and stresses. A lot of the girls have part-time jobs, full-time jobs to facilitate the cricket, as they're not contracted at the moment. So to have that space for 8 days for us all to grow and develop as a squad and also focus on our cricket makes a big difference, because that's a real privilege for us female athletes that are sort of still trying to get by in a way.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. 3-match series against the UAE team. It's finally poised, 1 game all. Sadly got beat in the last game. Where we will look to improve to try and take the 3rd game?
I think being a bit more clinical with our bowling attack, that's something that we'll work on. And again, with our batting, being really clear on our plans going into bat and having that positive intent think there were some real positives to take from the game today. 4 run-outs, really great attitude in the field. So I think it's just keeping the ball rolling forward in the right direction.
Fantastic. Phoebe Graham, thanks very much for joining us. I know you'd be really keen to get out there, and I wish the girls all the very best. I think Thunder are batting first in this last game.
Very good.
One thing's for certain, I think you'll all sleep tonight, back-to-back 2020 games.
100%. Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Heggie.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
And with that, we'll go to a short break before we resume the live play.
This is absolutely spectacular.
And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular.
And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Take me
changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
We can just fly forever. Take me where
starting to liven up.
Subtle changes in pace.
This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the ICC Academy for game number 2 of the day between Lancashire Thunder and the UAE women's national side. News from the centre is that the two sides have deferred the toss, and Lancashire Thunder will be batting first. As you can see, Team UAE in the huddle, of course, getting a huge victory earlier in the day. They defended a score of 137 quite comfortably. And joining me in the comm box for the second game is my regular partner, Abid Ibrahim. Good afternoon, Abid.
Good afternoon, Ahmed, and good afternoon to all the viewers across the world. What a great game we had, the first one, and now the second one is down the wire, where we have UAE women's unchanged, and they are playing 11.
And just from the corner of my eye, I can see the two openers for Lancashire Thunder. Serene Smaile back in the side alongside Georgie Boyce, the regular opener. Hannah Jones is back into the side. And of course, Serene Smaile as well. So those are the two changes. And the UAE women's team is unchanged. So never change a winning side. That's the old adage. And I think that's pretty much spot on. So the openers striding out to the middle. The umpires are in there already, looking forward to how the pitch behaves in the later afternoon this time, Abid.
Yeah, indeed. They're sticking with their team. The UAE women who just won the game earlier and just about an hour ago. And then it's a back double headers. They have 2 games back to back. So both the teams are now all square, one each. They have won in the series. This game will be a decider. It's a friendly though.
Well, we can call it a decider for the last 2 days, I guess. They have 2 more T20s planned between these two sides. And so the action will begin from the Gem School end. And they're starting with spin immediately. Looks like it's going to be Isha Oza to open the bowling for the women's side. What do you think about this tactic, Abid?
Well, I think the tactic would be very simple. Shaya just been down there in the middle. Known these the Thunder batters we have seen the first encounter where they struggle a bit against the spinners. So I think they'll stick with the spinner, and a good call there. Starting off with the spinner, the first ball, a dot. A misfield will still be a dot.
Yeah, so Georgie Boyce and Serene Smaile, the opening pair of the first game yesterday, back together. And they will definitely be looking to get off to a quick start here.
So a lot of spin option they need to rely on. Surprisingly, not the captain opening the innings with the ball. Chaya giving all the belief in the Isha. So probably because of the power play, they don't want to concede many runs.
Indeed, and I think for the Lancashire Thunder's batters, they need to develop those paddle shots, scoop shots. Punched hard off the back foot. There is a deepish cover, so they will rotate the strike, and the innings is underway.
Yeah, that's the first runs. Georgie Boyce continues to open the innings alongside Serene Smalley. As this time, a change of a partner for her. I think there was really nothing wrong with the opening pair.
Yeah, they put up an unbeaten stand for about 40 odd. But of course, it is a pre-season game. You're just testing your entire squad, the pros and cons. And they really would like Georgie Boyce to find some form. Spent a lot of time at the crease today. Trying to drive on the up there. Just toe end of the bat.
Yeah, they put on a 50 runs partnership between two batters of the opener for the Lancashire Thunders. Just good land delivery. Cuts it away for a single. So good over this one has been. Only last delivery to go in this over. So far so good for UAE Women's.
Yeah, steady stuff. Of course, we saw a score of 137 was defendable. So they have an idea of the target. Oh, just beats the outside edge there. Good take by the keeper. Steady stuff. Steady start for the UAE. 2 for no loss after the first. So Mahika Gaur coming in from the pavilion end. Interesting, she struggled earlier in the day bowling from the gem school end. So immediately Chaya Mughal has realized she needs to give her ace fast bowler a change of ends. Let's see how she progresses. Taking a look at the field, there's a ring field on the offside. Gully backward point cover. Third man is out there as well. And a deep square leg.
Oh, excellent delivery to start with. Beautiful. Just a bit of wake-up call for the batter. But I don't think so. There isn't a problem with the end for Mahika Gaur because this is the ground they practice all day long.
That's a fair point. This is their home patch, so to speak. And getting her length right immediately, aiming for the block hold. Trying to drive on the up there.
Yeah, lots of fast bowlers, the tall fast bowlers, they nowadays develop that Yorkland delivery from very first delivery. We've seen usually. And as the team of UAE Women's call Mahika, Mitchell Stark of the UAE Women's.
And you can see why. Very tall, athletic. Edged away this time. There is a third man in place. So not quite in control, but they'll take it at this stage.
Yeah, indeed. So she's more of a pacey now rather than the last encounter. maybe because of getting their rest and the momentum and the rhythm.
Nicely punched, but straight to extra cover once again. So this is a good contest between Seren Smaila and Maika Gore. A top young batter and a top young fast bowler. He's looking to bowl that off-stump channel, and Seren is willing to attack as well.
Yeah, I think the right thing now Mahika is doing is that earlier she was bowling a lot onto the pads, maybe trying to get a wicket there, but just things were really very difficult to hold on to it. This is better line. This is where she was aiming for the wicket or an attacking. A bit of chance of an overthrow, I beg your pardon. So yeah, so there was these chances where earlier she was looking to bowl more of a wicket to wicket. In that terms, she was just putting and dropping the ball outside leg. We've seen the batters taking a lot of runs from an easy picking.
Indeed. Need to challenge both edges of the bat for maximum results. Another hard drive, but straight to the skipper of UAE, Shaya Mughal at extra cover. Good over comes to an end. 4 for no loss.
Isha to continue from the Gem school end. Oh, nice turn and the extra bounce. Well negotiated and going to appeal for the run out, but the umpire was not interested at all.
Yeah, good drop and run there from the Thunder. No hesitation at all. They were out of the blocks quickly, and that was what was required for that sharp single taken within the 30-yard circle. The communication between the pair is very good.
And the bat a lot together. It is so shy as the stumps. It would have been close call. A lovely backup there from Sia. So the two tall bowlers from UAE Women's are operating. One with the spin and the other one with the seam up.
Beater in the length there. Was trying to play off the back foot. That is one thing that the Lancashire Thunder batters need to improve. Their footwork against spin. They're trying to play from the crease. And if you do want to play from the crease, then you need to bring out those deflection type shots behind point, behind square leg.
Well, you need to understand they are in a different wicket. They are on a different surface altogether. They have traveled miles from where they've been playing up till now, the indoors. So this is something is an eye-opening for them to all of a sudden you put them in a heat where it's 40 Celsius out there.
Tried to cut that away there. Mishandled by the keeper. Waiting for the umpire signal. Only as buys. And you're absolutely right. They need to realize that these pitches are very slow. So you have the time to use your feet. Or you need to bring out the unorthodox shots. Playing from the crease, you're not going to get a lot of purchase. You're not going to get a lot of power.
Again, that extra bounce helps Isha Oza to end the over. 8 runs of total so far in 3 overs for none. Mahika Gaur to continue from the academic end. Nicely bowled. A lot of fuller length deliveries now she's trying. And it's been successful so far for her.
Yeah, she's bowling according to her field. And they're just not finding that gap at cover. Shaya Mughal has fielded a lot of deliveries already. Perhaps trying to go over the top could be an option.
Yeah, lovely use of the feet, but still no runs.
And it's just a matter of time where a big release shot will come out. The UAE bowlers have kept it very, very economical indeed. Current run rate of just 2.4. They certainly need to get a lot more than that in the batting power play.
Again, these are the deliveries we've seen in the last game, where Mahika Gaur was struggling. She was targeting the pads and pitching it outside leg. She's trying to bring that ball into away from the right hander, I beg your pardon. So things are really not easy to bring that. I think that's a very difficult bowl to bowl. Yeah, in sevens that was working out.
Oh, lovely. This time she's found the gap at extra cover and smack into our com box. Beautiful shot there from Georgie boys. That'll give her a lot of confidence.
Yeah, lovely shot there. Excellent use of the feet, and timing was just perfect. And that was just hitting our com box.
Well, I was diving for cover. Don't know about you. Absolutely smoked it there.
Again played it on a similar region, but this time finds the captain right in front. Yeah, I'm not interested to show my skills now, Ahmed. Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would perhaps say, Chaya, how about get into short extra cover? Could be an uppish drive, could be a catch.
Yeah, but now they have a different plan. They brought a long off out, a bit of a wide-ish long off. Oh, hit it straight towards the long on. A slight bit of a fumble from the fielder.
Yeah, just taking her eye off the ball at the final moment. Of course, when it's earlier on the day, in the morning time around 10 a.m., we saw Laura Jackson for Lancashire Thunder getting a lot of movement on the ball. Even Phoebe Graham was getting it to nip around, but it's gun barrel straight at the moment.
Yeah, the keeper missing it now. Could not just hold off it. Single for buys now. So I think this is perfect line and length for Mahika Gaur. But that's the end of the over number 4. It's 15 for none. Yes, the Isha will continue from the jump school end. It's in the air and taken. What a great catch that is. Excellent. A final wicket for Isha.
Well, the pressure has finally told. Bit of extra bounce, trying to cut that away, not in control. And that's a fabulous catch at backward point. Seren Sele had to depart. Tirtha Satish, the opening batter, taking the catch. Lancashire Thunder, 15 for 1. So the new batter coming out at 3 is Eloise Clark. New addition to the side. Oh no, it's Alice rather. Pardon me. Alice Clark. So she's getting an opportunity here. Let's see. Isha Oza among the wickets already. Done a fabulous job. Only 5 runs conceded, Abid, and she's into her 3rd over.
Yeah, she continues where she left the last game. Even in the last game, she just ended her figures, giving away 13 runs in 4 overs, picking up 2 wickets. So now a wicket to her name, and that was the plan. So now the left-hander on strike, Alice Clark. Nicely flighted delivery. An excellent job by Aisha, not letting batters to settle in.
Absolutely, and done a very good job tying up one end in the batting power play. Current run rate of only 3.5. Played off the back foot, trying to find the gap between cover point, but the UAE fielders are absolutely swooping in.
And a bit of the arm delivery now from Isha. The ball is just turning into the left arm, left-hander. Too full, but still, Alice could not time it. Just find the toe end of the bat.
Yeah. Was already on the front foot looking to be defensive. Have to be careful here. Worked away towards square leg for a quick single. And that will allow Alice Clark to get off the mark.
Well, lovely seam position for Isha. She's just holding the seam. And once if the seam gets hit to the surface, the ball will get to the skid a lot. So typical way to skid the ball in a spinning option here. Look at that. If you see the ball just getting away from the right-hander because that seam have hit the deck.
So the skipper, Shah Mughal, coming on to bowl. Mayaka Gaur has been given a break after 2 overs. Taking a look at the field there. Still 1 over to go in the mandatory batting power play. There's a square leg in place. Third man and fine leg are in the circle.
Well, I think the plan has worked so far for UAE Women's. They were trying to save this power play overs. They really don't wanted to give so many runs in power play. We have seen that what was the difference between the two in the last encounter where the team UAE utilizing the power play pretty well. They scored somewhere 50 runs in just 6 overs or 45. So that was the factor which was really not availed by the Thunders. Nice delivery, but well played. A quick running direct hit. And no peel there.
Confident punch there from Alice Clark. There was a direct hit from the mid-off fielder, but she was well in by then. Look at that. Trying to get on the front foot. And it was slightly closer than we think. Good fielding and good striking as well. Good cricket all round.
Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. But Chaya is known for these indicas. She bowls those in swingers really well. The batter was trying to play a glance shot there. I think that's the ideal shot to play Chaya down towards the fine leg region.
Yeah, only 17 runs on the board, 4 deliveries remaining in the power play. So it's not gone according to plan for the Thunder. They know that a score of 130, 140 will be a winning one though. So perhaps they're banking on counter-attacking the fast bowling options later on in the game. We already saw Chaya use 3 overs of Isha Oza in the power play itself. She has Vaishnavi as well to come in. Bowled a brilliant spell earlier in the day.
Yeah, that's a better place to play on the merit of the bowler. Misfield. Allow the batters to get 2. So every runs counts. They need to score a bit with a healthy strike rate. I think but now they have just scoring at 3.5, which would not be enough in power plays, I reckon.
Yeah, certainly not. And UAE are just content to sit in here, wait for the batters to make a mistake, and can't fault that plan at all, to be honest. Hard drive beats the extra cover fielder this time. Fielder's giving chase, but it will run away for 4. That's a good shot from Georgie boys.
Well, 100% for the efforts of Shia Gokhale. She was just putting that effort. Look at that. Oh, just missing it there. But the timing was so perfect. And the ball was just running towards the fence in no time. She seems to be struggling. She hurt herself maybe. Oh, it's a close call. No. The height could be issue because the batsman was way too ahead of the crease.
Yeah, definitely too high. 14 off 18 now, Georgie boys. So she's taken plenty of time. She has occupied the crease quite well in both games today. But just need to up that strike rate now. Oh, going for the Yorker delivery. Nicely bowled by the skipper to end the power play. It's 23 for 1 after 6. .23 for 1 after 6 then. So it's been a sedate start here for Lancashire Thunder. Current run rate just a tick below 4. And looks like there's going to be a change in the bowling. Yep. It's going to be the fast bowler coming in. Khushi Sharma. Coming in to replace Isha Oza. Just working towards mid-wicket. So she's hit her lines and lengths immediately. Oh, this time just airing in line there. They will pick up runs here. So Khushi had a mixed bag of a day so far. Let's see if she can settle in quickly.
So Khushi, usually known for partnership breaker. Good delivery there. Is coming into the left-hander. Well, Alice Clark didn't had much of outing in the. She didn't play the first game, but now she's all of a sudden in. She will take a little bit of time. Mind you, she was not part of the game yesterday when this was in the air for a bit. Beats the fielder, runs away for 4 runs.
Well, there was a half chance at mid-wicket there, but just beating the fielder. And Alice Clark will pick up her first boundary of the day. Take a look at that lofted shot. Mid-on with a despairing dive, but it was always going beyond her. So a much-needed boost to the run rate.
Brilliant shot that was from Alice. Oh, this is again in the air. False shot from the fielder. Oh, chance of a run out.
Well, Georgie Boyce would have been in serious trouble there. She had come halfway down the track, was stranded in no man's land. Take a look, watching the fielder, and a direct hit there, and she would have been gone. Certainly gone there.
Yeah, she was nowhere close. Could have been curtains for her. Just very close to that stumps line that was. So meantime, 7 overs gone. It's 29 for 1. The Shaya will continue. Captain. She was bowling exceptionally well the previous over. So now the bit of the sun is out. Going down the leg side. That's a wide delivery. So the sun is out. It's shining.
Well, you're calling it shining, I'd call it burning. Spare a thought for these champs out there. Very, very tough conditions. But they are working their damnedest to put up competitive game for us. Cut away this time. There is a deep cover in place. So Georgie Boyce, she's taken a bit of time. 15 of 20. So it's about time she kicks on.
A single to follow. The first ball was a wide. So yeah, probably Georgie need to play a little more aggressive than at least to play a runner ball innings would be ideal. She's just one hit away maybe to get there.
Squeezing away to mid-wicket. Shy at the stumps. Good hard throw there from Maika. This partnership has just swelled up to 18 here. Run rate just a tick above 4. They certainly need to pick it up here. They want to get up to that 130, 140 mark. And Georgie Boyce, the onus is on her. As the skipper for UAE, Shaya Mughal, continues from the pavilion end.
Oh, this is uppish in the air but for a while, but that will have enough wheels to run towards the fence. 4 runs.
Once again, dropping short in her length. You cannot do that on this pitch. Fine leg in the circle, had absolutely no chance. And a vital boundary here for Boyce.
That was easy picking. Bowled it onto the pads. Not enough pace. Easy work for the batter. And with that boundary, Georgie Boy is getting back into the healthy strike rate. This is what we were wanting from her. She's back in her crease. It's Priyanjali Jain, very proactive behind the stumps. I've seen her taking quick hands, did the stumping earlier, and then very active, keeps her mind and just keeping her eyes close to the batter.
Yeah, she's a live wire indeed. Hit away towards wide-ish long on. Fielder chasing it, but she will not catch up to it. Georgie Boyce is on a roll now.
Yeah, sort of understands the pitch now more and have settled there. Reached the bowler. Look at that beautiful shot. Excellent. There was no chance for the fielder.
Yeah, took a calculated risk there. Length ball from Shai and just picked it up. Now there's a bit of impetus in the innings here. Drag towards mid-wicket once again, beats the fielder, but there is a sweeper out there. Only going to be one to conclude the over. It's 41 for 1.
Khushi will be bowling from Jem's school end. Bowled first over, wicketless though. That's a good shot. Picked up. Runs for 4 runs.
Well, all of a sudden, Georgie Boyce has really found the sweet spot on her bat there. Nicely flicked over mid-wicket this time. No fielder out there for Khushi Sharma. Just straying onto the legs, and look at that lovely flick over the top. No chance for the fielders. Once you beat that 30-yard circle on this side of the pitch, on the right of the Gems Millennium School end, you'll pick up 4 runs for sure.
And there is slop as well that takes the ball further quick.
So 45 for 1. It's been a good start. They've picked up an early boundary in the over, Abid. That's always the key to making it a big over.
Yep. That's kind of putting a bowler under pressure. A good tactic always if you get a boundary from the first delivery. The rest 5 deliveries will be, the difficult ones.
Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere.
Full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely...
45 for 1 in the 9th over here. Georgie Boyce has gotten a start here, 28 not out, joined by Andy Anson in the comm box, the chairman of the Lancashire County Cricket Club. Good afternoon, Andy. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Great to be here.
Well, first of all, how have you adjusted to the temperatures? I heard it's about 3 degrees in Manchester, and you're now in the middle of 35 degrees in the early spring of Dubai.
It's even worse than that for me. So my day job is that I'm the chief executive of the British Olympic Association, so I run Team GB. So 2 weeks ago I was in Beijing in China for the Winter Olympics, and in the mountains it was minus 32 degrees centigrade. So I've gone from minus 32 to plus 35 in 2 weeks, which is quite a swing. So I only got in this morning, so I'm adjusting slowly.
Yeah, pure 180 degrees there.
Yeah.
Khushi Sharma here, nicely punched by Alice down the ground for a single. So let's talk about the issue at hand. Oh, a misfield. Yeah. Has it gone all the way for 4?
Yeah, I think it went.
Yes, it has. So Alice Clark gets the benefit of the fielder's mistakes there, a boundary to her name. But let's talk about the issue at hand. A historic tour here for Lancashire County Cricket Club, both the men's and women's side on a pre-season tour of the UAE. You guys came here in 2018, but it was only the lads.
Yep.
But now it's the women's side, the Thunder, who have also joined them.
Yeah, it's really important for us as a county, and I think for the whole game, that we start really trying to raise the profile of women's cricket. We saw last summer with the 100 tournament how successful the women's game was within that tournament. It was fantastic to see, and the double headers with the men's and the women's games being on together had a real impact. And so we're committed to this, and we had a meeting just a couple of months ago at the board, and I was absolutely adamant that they should come together, and we're very supportive of that, and it's brilliant to see, and clearly they're taking it very seriously, and it's working for them.
Absolutely. But bringing it together in a post-pandemic world, those must have been very unique challenges. How did you execute those?
Yeah, I mean, I think cricket more than any other sport has had its challenges with bubbles and long-term bubbles. I think we're lucky now that back in the UK the rules have been restricted, and we've gone through, the Omicron wave, and people are now getting back to normal. So actually the challenges of pulling this together and getting people to fly out are much more together, as a team, which would have been a challenge a few months ago. We're kind of over that. So this was actually easier in a way than we thought it would be. And, although people are wearing masks still out here, which they're not in the UK, the restrictions are still not severe. So we're able to actually enjoy it as a proper tour. And I think it's a real sense of relief for everyone out here that we can come out here and have a proper tour where the players are not just playing cricket, they're doing other things around cricket. They had the golf day. We've got commercial activities going on as well. So it feels like normality is coming back slowly but surely.
And of course you have plenty of superstars in both the men's and women's side, the likes of Sophie Eccleston there, Kate Cross as well, off on national duty, but still got a good young crop coming through, and most of them, probably a few of them, probably have never even left the UK, and now they're smack in the middle of the desert playing cricket. What an experience.
Well, it is a brilliant experience. I've spoken to Dave Thorley, who runs our women's teams, and he says they are absolutely lapping it up and loving it, and it's having a real impact. And hopefully the women players realise how seriously we're taking women's cricket within the county, and it sends that signal to them to be out here. I think they were doing nets with some of the guys a couple of days ago, and again, they don't always get that opportunity because they quite often train in different locations. So the whole thing feels like it's working, and it's going to be this virtuous circle. So let's hope it's the first of many more.
And we saw an absolute explosion of women's cricket after that fabulous 2017 Cricket World Cup. We saw a full house at the MCG, 90,000 people watching a T20 World Cup final. So England, especially with the 100, has become a real hotbed and a real hive of activity for women's cricket, hasn't it?
It has, and it's getting more and more mainstream television coverage, more and more media coverage in general, and rightly so. We've got good players. We've got a good England team. They obviously struggled in the first 2 games in the Women's World Cup, and they need to stop performing. But again, it's kind of an indication of how far the game's come, that everyone's disappointed and aware of what's going on at the World Cup at the moment. So yeah, it's got a long way to go. But I've been speaking only this week actually to colleagues at the ECB about how we really invest in the women's game and build it up to the next level, how we make sure those international fixtures back in the UK are being played in front of big crowds. And it's a major focus for everyone, because I think, I work in the Olympics world. This was it was the first time this year that Team GB took more people women to an Olympic Games than men, and that was the first time. So out of a team of 400, 55% were women, and you see the benefits and the attractiveness of both men and women competing in the same events, and so it's something I'm passionate about. And hopefully, sorry, there's a wicket just gone down there. Hopefully it's something we'll keep building.
Absolutely. A run out in the middle. Looks like it's going to be just reviewed here. Let's take a look. Worked away towards mid-wicket. Fielder, nicely done. Good slide. I think they might have thought it beat the fielder. Good desperation shown out there. And yeah, that looks pretty straightforward there. It's the end of Alice Clark then. And it's the captain, Ellie Threckle, coming out to bat at 5. And of course, I want to talk about the talent pool though in the Lancashire area. How do you guys identify budding women cricketers, and how do you blood them into the system?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and it's something we're discussing a lot again at the moment. We've got a great club network across the northwest of England, and that's always the starting point. And many of those clubs have started to build the women's game alongside the boys' game, and girls playing in boys' teams up to a certain age as well. So that's the starting point. But I think we all acknowledge that actually the club system can also be a barrier to people playing cricket. You actually need to just open it up so that people can play in more informal settings, and that's not just women's cricket, men's cricket. That's for all elements of these communities that we represent. So we have to adjust our talent pathway so that yes, we work with the clubs, we work with the junior county setups, but also we start trawling further afield into communities across the northwest of England, where we find diverse groups of players who want to play. So, and you just have to keep building and finding coaches. And again, there's a whole thing about role models. The more women who come through and play at this level, the more coaches there will ultimately be who can then influence the next generation of female players. It's a long journey. It's not an easy road, but it's something that everyone is focused on. And we can do what's happened in the Olympics, where you see sports now. As I say, we had more women than men in for the first time in the Team GB. So there's a way to go, but it's beginning to happen. And I think we've seen some great role models. And you mentioned people like Kate Cross. I mean, they can have a massive influence on young kids who want to start playing.
And while you did mention your work with the Olympic Association, there's been a lot of discussion about cricket in the Olympics.
Yep.
And especially with the advent of the 100, that could be something truly special down the line, I feel.
I think the movement is building momentum to have cricket in the Olympic Games. I think the big switch was, I think the Indian cricket authorities have finally realised they'd quite like it to happen. And the minute, as you know, that the Indians start taking that seriously as a nation, then I think there's more chance of it happening. And it would be fantastic to have T20 in the Olympic Games. I'd love to see it, but let's see whether it's LA or more likely. I think there's a chance that it could happen when the Olympics are in Brisbane in 2032, and that would be really exciting for both men's and women's game. It's going to be interesting actually this summer with the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, that the women's T20 is taking place at Edgbaston, and I think that will get an awful lot of publicity and eyeballs. drop catch. Yeah, so I think I personally would like to see that.
Well, you're directly involved
in both. And it was interesting actually because the previous chair of the ECB, Ian Watmore, who's a friend of mine, he was very much on this journey of trying to figure out for the ICC how cricket could find a way into the Olympic Games, and I was very keen to help him with that. Unfortunately, he left the ECB, so we're waiting for a new chair to come in and represent the ECB at the ICC. But I am aware that the Indian cricket guys would like it to happen, and therefore, I'll do what I can to help.
Absolutely. Interesting game going on here meanwhile. And speaking of creating stars for the future, you have a lot of ex-players involved in your coaching setup as well. I've already talked to the likes of Warren Hegg, Stephen Parry, Glenn Chappell, we know all about him.
Yeah.
And of course Paul Shaw, very experienced first-class cricketer. Let's talk a bit more about his role in the development of these young women.
Yeah, I mean, we decided to put some professional coaching resource into the women's game quite a while ago, and we're trying to do that. What we need to do, though, is make sure we've got really great women coaches involved in that as well as the men. I mean, you mentioned a group of men, but I think we need to make sure that over time we're building that women's coaching capability. And actually, we're investing in a few of this current crop of players to go and get their professional coaching qualifications so that they can go and become coaches. So yes, it's great. And from the top, from Mark Chilton, who's another ex-player, who's our director of cricket now, we all recognise the need to build the professionalism and the standard of women's cricket, and that's happening. And so I think having someone like Paul in a role like that and all the other guys around means, yes, the women in this team realise that we're taking their coaching very, very seriously. But as I say, we're on the start of a journey, and one thing we need to see is more women coaches in the game, and we've got to invest to make that happen.
And of course, well, as somebody from the subcontinent, you know how we love cricket. It's all we think about day and night.
Yeah.
But in England, there are a lot of sports competing for your attention,
Yeah.
for popularity,
Yeah.
for big wages as well. So
Yeah.
how do we tap into that and keep it alive for the women as well, at the lower levels, at the age levels?
Well, yeah, it's a good question, because I mean, clearly football is the biggest sport in the UK without a doubt, and the women's football game is also on a very fascinating journey, becoming more and more popular, and therefore will become more and more attractive to young girls. So you are in a competition, and that's why
I do feel though the key is success, because England, their women's cricket team is absolutely world class. They produce champions, so I think that could make the difference, don't you think?
I think it does, and I think that's why you need this generation of players who have won World Cup and are coming through to become the next generation of coaches and ambassadors in the game. You know, when I grew up, it was Rachel Hayhoe-Flynn. That's the only name you knew in women's cricket, but she had a very positive effect on women coming through. Now you have got this whole raft of great players and coming along, and hopefully you need the media coverage to make sure that the young kids, the young girls out there who are watching, aspire to be cricketers. And we've got to make sure that the game is becoming professionalised, that salaries and wages, that you get the same kind of opportunities that men are getting, to make it an attractive career, which football is doing now. And football wasn't doing, but football is now doing, and we need to do the same in cricket.
Well, you've already set the marker for the rest of the counties to take their men's and women's on overseas tours for pre-season, and of course that's very forward thinking of Lancashire. But have you been in touch with other county chairmen who are like, right, help me out, sort me out, how did you guys put this together?
Yeah, I have been in touch with other county chairmen quite a bit, and more sort of taunting them about it in a way, because they need to do the same. And there were counties like Surrey and Warwickshire who are as commercially successful as we are as a club, and therefore they need to be doing the same kind of thing. And so
I like how you said as successful as we are and not more than us.
No,
that's
never,
a strong point.
Never. No, they're great counties, and I'm very close to the chairs of both those counties, and we all need to work on this together. And I do think there's a shared belief across the counties and the ECB that we need and want to invest in women's cricket, and I think it will happen. I think you're pushing it an open door, actually, and that's why doing this is actually quite an interesting gesture to the rest of county cricket, that they need to follow suit. And then there's other things we need to do, and I love the fact that the 100 games were taking place at Emirates Old Trafford with the men's and the women's games on the same day. And we did something that no one else did, which was we gave the women's team the main changing room at Emirates Old Trafford. Other teams were putting women's changing rooms in porter cabins and stuff, but we made a serious gesture to say, this is your home ground, this is where you're playing, and you're going to get the best of the facilities.
And absolutely, it smashed records for audiences for women's cricket. 65 for 2 meanwhile, after 11 overs. So 65 for 2 after 11 overs. Had a wonderful, engaging and eye-opening conversation with Mr. Andy Hansen. Thank you so much for your time.
No, it's a pleasure. It's been really good. I'm looking forward to the rest of this game. And
you need to get some sunblock on. This isn't Beijing anymore.
I'm going cycling in the desert tomorrow. I'm doing 80 kilometres on my bike in the desert, so I better get used to this heat. And then I'm flying to Paris on Monday, so I need to...
a true globetrotter.
Yeah, exactly. I need to get on it, but I'll go and watch this cricket now and hopefully see the Thunder perform well in this game against the UAE.
Brilliant.
But
Thank
it's
you.
good quality cricket, really good quality cricket.
Thank you so much for your time. Picked up over fine leg this time. Fielder out there and it will go for 4. So Alice Clark getting into the groove, moving into the 20s. She's not 26 not out right now. And just that fillip in the run that they required. Poor delivery. Just a bit down the leg side and just scooping it over that fine leg fielder. Was always going to get 4. Once he found the gap there. And rejoining me in the comm box for this exciting second half of the first innings is Abid Ibrahim. Good afternoon, Abid. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you very much, Ahmed. Well, excellent conversation between you two. A good push from the back foot. Only single available. So 70 runs for the loss of 2 wickets at 11.2. And Alice Clark is looking a different batter now. Altogether, she's having very healthy strike rate.
Yeah, another left-hander that's caught the eye here. And good to see the skipper, Ellie Threckeld, on the move as well. She's had a bit of a torrid time at the crease, but looking determined. Lovely punch past the bowler there, long off in place. She's timing the ball well now. Took her a bit of time to just get her eye in on this tour, but now ominous signs for the UAE women's side.
Definitely, Ahmed. And now just got to settle a bit. Lancashire Thunders. They seem on will be able to score 130 runs, 135, which should be the ideal.
Oh, worked away past the fine leg fielder. There's a big gap there. Definitely going to be runs. Will it run away all the way? No, it's just going to pull up. They will pick up 3. So both the left-handers for Lancashire Thunder, Danielle Collins and now Alice Clark, very impressive indeed.
Yeah, they've been blessed with the left-handers, isn't they? All those left-handers doing a magical job.
Well, they have left-handers, famous left-handers in the history. Clive Lloyd, Wasim Akram, Neil Fairbrother. So I guess it runs in the blood of the Red Rose.
Yeah, a lot of excellent left-handers came out from this club. The Lancashire, very famous, historical club that has a history.
Absolutely.
Rich history.
Worked away off the pads, but straight to the mid-wicket fielder. Couldn't quite find the gap there. 12 overs gone then. It's 74 for 2.
So Vaishnavi to continue. She's bowled only 1 over, given away 9 runs, slightly on a higher economically as compared to the last game.
Yeah, this is a key phase of the game. Vaishnavi was the difference between the two sides in the earlier game. Oh, in the air, just passed. That mid-wicket fielder could have been a chance. She's getting that extra bounce once again.
Yeah, but I think she's not very much easy against the left-handers. So yeah, we were talking about the left-handers. Somehow or the other, we just get and stop there with the Alice Clark in the middle. And the quick running, they're running for 1.
Yeah, nice cut shot there from Ellie Threckle. Looks a lot more assured in her footwork here. I think she's got the measure of the pitch by now. And she was quite determined in our chat after the first T20 game in the morning. She wanted to make a statement. Sliced away, oh, beats the backward point fielder. Might not run away for 4. It's touch and go.
Oh.
Yeah, she's pulled it in, I think. She's done well.
I think nobody can tell us better than you, Ahmed, right now, who just saw the ball very closely. The good efforts, but it's given 4.
Well, the fielder herself signaled that it's a 4. Excellent spirit of cricket there. Full marks to her, although she did misfield the ball. But honesty is always the best policy, Abid. That's what I always say.
Yeah. Well, this game is known for the honesties. This game is beautiful game. I've been following it up. Been seeing legends just like Adam Gilchrist, who walks out himself while even the umpire does not give him out. Where Hashim Amla, we have Brian Lara, Sachin Tendulkar. These were the greats who just used to walk out even when the umpire does not call them out.
Oh. This time a slog sweep coming out. Deep mid-wicket in place. Oh, that's excellent fielding. They're running on the throw. And Ellie's just made it in time. That was brilliant fielding in the deep. And perhaps sometimes they got bored of making runs and just left.
Yeah. Easily they can make runs, don't they? The names I mentioned. The making runs were never a problem for them.
Both slower, they're hitting the splice of the bat. Really been impressed with Alice Clark's technique here. Plays the ball very late on the merit. Looking to get forward. And she's played a gem of an innings here.
What I like about Alice Clark inning that she didn't take too long before going for big shots. And he's finding the gaps so well.
13 overs gone by now. 82 for 2. So a new bowler going to be introduced here by Shaya Mughal. It's Lavanya Kenny coming in from the pavilion end. Taking a look at the field, long off, long on. A mid-wicket in place as well. Third man is in the circle and the deep cover. So pretty much orthodox stuff. Oh, has she taken her? She's gone. Fantastic catch behind the stumps. And Lavanya Kenny, the golden arm is struck.
What a catch that was. Brilliant take behind the stumps. Yes, I just can't stop praising Priya Right, what a take that is. Excellent behind the stumps. Lavinia strikes from the very first delivery. And she's been excellent behind the stumps. Jane, excellent. That would be a big wicket. The skipper walking out.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed. Fabulous catch there. And it's going to be Sachi Pai coming in. And she was looking to strike the ball hard. So this is a good partnership to just up the ante here. 6.5 overs to go. Current run rate of 6.2. So they'll definitely like to get that up to about 7.5. But what a catch that was by Priyanjali Jain. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, let's have a look at that catch behind the stumps. I can watch that all day long. Yeah, there you go. Lavinia, first delivery. Outside off, but oops.
Well, that is absolutely ridiculous. That is the catch of the tournament so far. Take a bow, Priyanjali Jain. You've got an absolute blinder.
Yeah, terrific, terrific. Superb behind the stumps. She's been a very impressive. Hardly missed anything.
Yeah, and you can truly say that was the wicket keeper's wicket there. And no wonder Lavanya Kenny was so delighted.
More importantly, that was the captain's wicket. Always a crucial one.
Yeah, Chaya Mughal has done a fabulous job. It was her shrewd decision making that produced the victory in the first game. And it's paying off once again. 82 for 3 now. Big sweep shot coming out. Nicely executed. Big gap at square leg. The mid-wicket fielder will get around, but they will pick up 2 quite easily.
Quick running. Excellent. Alice Clark still down there. The top scoring. 37 runs of 29 deliveries. Sachi Pai off the mark with a very first delivery. A good sweep shot. Doesn't look rusty at all. Again tries to play a sweep shot.
Yeah, just a bit of a leading edge there. Couldn't find the gap this time. Mid-wicket cleaning up. But that's a good shot to play on these kind of tracks. I like Sachi Pai's approach here. Because fine leg is also in the circle. So definitely can pick up runs. There you go.
Yeah,
and they will pick up 2 here, I reckon. Yes, they will. Good shot.
Yeah, it seems she likes to play sweep shots a lot. And Lavanya is just providing the bowling it onto the stumps. She's looking for the wicket, but Sachi, she's loving the line and length.
Current run rate 6.3. So they want to get that up to about 7.5. Perhaps get close to 140, 150. And with Alice Clark there, they'll feel like they're in with a shout.
A big hit on the onside. Chase for the fielder. The 2 is the call. They get it easily.
Well, one thing is for sure. She's going to make Alice Clark run hard here, Sachi. Finding the gaps with ease. And they're really pushing for those 2s. And Shaya Mughal ringing the changes then. Pushing that mid-wicket back. Bringing the deep cover in.
Yeah, because ideally all those shots Sachi is playing is on the onside. That's a good choice. Again on the onside and no runs there. Lavanya asking the umpire for leg before, but that's the end of the over, I reckon.
Vaishnavi continuing from the gem school end then. Alice Clark has moved on to 37. She'll be eyeing a 50 score as well. The first for the Lancashire Thunder on this tour. And she has truly deserved it, I dare say, Abid.
Yeah, I'm being mighty impressed with her batting skills. Oh, tries to go big. Big shout. Umpire is thinking. He just turned it down, the appeal.
Well, that looked mighty close, but I think her back leg was just in the crease. He did have a think about it. Yeah, that back leg was still grounded.
Talk about the wicket-keeping skills of Priyanjali Jain. Brilliant behind the stumps.
Yeah, both keepers have been excellent. Ellie Threckle and Priyanjali Jain. Oh, this is lofted in the air. Mid-wicket out there. Takes a brilliant catch. Could that be the moment that changes the game?
Well, guess the fielder who took the catch. It's Kavisha. After dropping a few catches, she finally held one. And the brilliant one, the best one of the lot. Seems like she doesn't like the easiers.
That's an absolute blinder. And once again, the commentator's curse is undefeated. We were talking up Alice Clark's 50. I think she didn't want to hit it that well. In the end, it travelled all the way to deep mid-wicket. Kavisha taking a brilliant catch. 37 of 31. Well played, Alice Clark. And now it's the new batter, Laura Jackson, coming in at 6. Right then. So 2 new batters at the crease then. Shachi Pai still new as well. 6 to her name. And just when you thought the game might have edged towards the Thunder, the UAE women have pulled it right back with 2 quick strikes. Vaishnavi producing the big breakthrough.
Oh, that's straight, and I'm probably missing the wicket. Yeah, drifting down the offside. Always a challenge for the leggy.
Think she might have got some glove on it as well, Shachi, but she is not going to put away that sweep shot. And immediately they've pushed the square leg back. Big full toss, just dragged towards mid-wicket. Quick single. Yeah, they'll make it just in time.
Well, Vaishnavi, after this wicket, she might change the course of the game, because earlier she was struggling against the left-hander. Now, there won't be Alice Clark anymore against her. Laura Jackson. 2 right-handed batters. Oh, nice googly there. A bit of ball coming into the righty.
Yeah, another very, very skilled leggy on the UAE scene. Got all the tricks. Brilliant googly there. Extra bounce as well.
Yeah, just stepping out, no runs. Well, 15 over sharp. 89 for 4.
So Lavanya Kenny to continue here. She's giving bonus overs to Shaya Mughal here with her off spin. Of course, doesn't want to rely on her seamers right now, besides Mahika or Khushi.
Well, tell you what, they've sent Sacha Pai there because she plays spinners well. And those sweep shots she plays so good. So it's plants against a plant. Steps out, plays it towards the onside. Finds the rope, 4 runs.
Well, the long levers coming out for Sachi Pai. Found the gap at wideish long on. Nicely picked up there. Took a risk and it paid off big time. 4 runs, a vital boundary here.
Yeah, Sachi Pai seems like she likes to play an aggressive game. Even in the last game, yeah, she played with a healthy strike rate. And she does continue to do that. And then there are 5 more overs to go. If they can bag 140 runs, so 135, I think they have a very much upper hand in the game. So there's a change in the field. So then a long off, so mid wicket going back and the long off coming in.
Yeah, taking a gamble here. And let's see, I do feel Sachi Pai is still going to challenge the fielders here. Oh, big sweep coming out, stifled appeal. Lost the ball a bit there, some extra bounce, hence he couldn't pull off that sweep shot.
Well, Lavinia just not being a bonus as a bowler for Chaya, but also she gave the bonus wicket, and that too of a captain of the opponents. So it's very good find for Chaya Mughal. A shortland delivery, kept touch low there. Will settle with 1 only.
She really does strike the ball really cleanly here. Her ball has been absolutely rocketing everywhere. Really good middle order player she is. Gets on with the game. Uncomplicated style. 12 off 10 already. And like you mentioned, that 140, 150 score should be well in sight here if she gets going for a couple more overs. Let's see what Laura Jackson can produce. Driven away, past the cover fielder. It's going to be a chase.
A chase for the captain, Chaya Mughal. The 2 runs concluded. Excellent shot from Laura Jackson. Lovely use of the feet. She's been doing fine job. So 7 runs already come out of 4 deliveries. So if they somehow get 10 runs and over, they're pretty much close to 140. Cuts it, a dot ball.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed there. That ball was there to be put away. Just found the point fielder. Of course, she's new to the crease. Known primarily as the new ball bowler. So it's good to see a lot of all-rounders in this Thunder side. We saw Liberty Heap, Laura Jackson as well.
And just stepped out and yogged herself. It's 16 gone, 96 for 4.
I was
Middle set well. Well down in the deep. Excellent fielding there.
Well, we were talking about the all-rounders in this Lancashire Thunder side. Sachi Pai is one of them as well. Bowls healthy medium pace. And of course, Daisy Malan we saw in the day earlier. Off spinner and opening batter. So a lot of flexibility in the side. That allows a lot of options.
Yeah, and Laura Jackson as well to add that one. We can see she can bat. So earlier bowling as well. Oh, this is in the air. Lands it safe.
Yeah, leading edge there. Luckily didn't carry. Had to check her shot at the final moment. 3.5 overs to go here, Abid. They'd like to pick up another 30 to 40 runs at the very least.
It seems that they are playing with spinners well now. They've got settled. Looking at Vaishnavi. She bowls that earlier. So I'm bowling that googly as well. So it's a lethal weapon any leg spinner have. They'll be easy too.
Well, fortunate inside edge there. Just found the gap between deep square leg and the wicket keeper. Perfectly placed. And 100 up for the Thunder then.
Yeah, they'll be happy to have 100 in just 16.5 overs. They've got plenty of time left. I think 140, 135 will be gettable from here if all goes well. Sachi tries to go big on the onside again, living on the edge, trying to play across the line a lot. They have achieved 6 runs and over. They need to accelerate now. They'll definitely accelerate the way these two batters are going. It seems like they will get to the decent total. Shot on the onside. That's big. And that's grassed.
Well, that was a difficult catch out there. I think it's Khushi Sharma at long on. Brilliant effort. She got 2 hands on it. At one moment, it definitely looked like it's sailing away for 6. And take a look at this effort. Just when her elbows hit the floor, it popped out. Certainly saved a couple of runs for her side.
Yeah, but that wicket would have really hurt Lancashire Thunder. They were looking very comfortable now. It's 17 gone, 103 for 4.
So Lavanya Kenny to continue here from the pavilion end. Entrusted to bowl at the death as well. Let's see if that decision pays off. Long on and a deep mid wicket in place. Also a deep square leg. So nobody on that offside boundary then. Deep cover has been pulled in. And there is a mid off in place as well. Sorry, extra cover rather. There is a long off in place. So just protecting the straight and leg side boundaries. Pull shot comes out, sweep shot comes out rather. Just a bit of a bottom edge. She wanted 2 there, Sachi, but they'll stick to 1.
Well, Sachi seems like mastered that sweep shot. I reckon with the closed eye she can play.
And that's exactly the kind of shot you need on these low, slow pitches. That's what the Thunder top order can learn from her. It's paid off big time. She's getting a lot of runs on the leg side.
Well, that would be a dot ball.
And you can see when they're trying to play from the crease, they're struggling to manipulate the ball. But when you play that sweep shot, you get power and placement. So it's a very good option.
She made a full toss of it. A single only coming off this.
So they're on course for about a 120 score right now. Current run rate of exactly 6. They would like a couple of boundaries though. And this woman on screen, she'll definitely be hunting for those. Sachi Pai, 19 of 16. She's striking the ball cleanly here. Lavanya needs to be careful.
Yeah, they're just feeding her on the onside. Having 4 fielders, all of them on the onside, patrolling those area.
Well, she's very good at the sweep shot. How about the reverse sweep? We'll get plenty of runs on the cover side or behind point. This time they've pushed the deep cover back for Laura Jackson.
Oh, she plays a cut shot. Excellent fielding placement there. Definitely a plan against each batter.
Yeah, top marks to Shaya Mughal and the bowler. They know exactly their strengths and weaknesses. And they've studied the opposition quite clearly. They know where to place the fielders at what times. And they've cut off those boundaries very effectively here.
Oh, she tries to go big on the onside. They gets that French cut. They're coming back for 2. They need to hurry. Direct hit. For a direct hit from the deep is always exciting, isn't it? So 18 gone, 109 for 4.
So Hinduja coming back into the attack. Well, she hasn't been utilized here. Perhaps a bit tired from bowling in the earlier game. Only bowling the 19th over. Some serious pressure on her here, Abid.
Yeah, the penultimate over. Driven. So she'll not be bowling 2 overs for sure. She'll be only bowling 1 over. She's been brought in for the penultimate over only.
Yeah, considering she bowled so well earlier in the day, perhaps just a bit tired. Not easy to bowl medium pace in these conditions. Sliced away, but straight to point once again. Dot balls are piling up here. Shachi is absolutely gunning to get on strike. She's batting on 22. And that run rate has even dipped below 6 now, Abid.
Yeah, I think UAE Women's have did so well in restricting the Lancashire Thunders. Those dot balls is just piling, but that's a wide delivery. A bit of extras now.
Yeah, just pushing her luck there. Been a long while since she's been on to bowl. Only 14 runs off her 2.2 overs. Can she do and execute well here? That is the question.
Yeah, just glided, kept it all along the carpet. A single taken, and that will bring Sachipai on strike. That's what I think Thunder won.
Absolutely. She's been playing quite fluently. 22 of 18. They desperately need a couple of boundaries here. Get to that 130, 135 range. We've seen Kavisha. She is in prime touch, coming off a fabulous innings of 74 earlier in the day. So she'll be looking to pile on more runs. Trying to go for that big heave, just missing.
Yeah, Ba is there. She was just trying to make room and play outside off against this seamers. She doesn't look comfortable. She likes to play spin a lot.
Yeah, I do agree with you there, Abid. 2 deliveries to go in her bowling efforts for the day. Induja, very impressive indeed. Oh, just past the mid-wicket fielder. That was in the air and will find the fence for 4.
Great pickup gap. Excellent shot. And this over is not going in the favor of UAE women's. The expensive one, yeah.
She was ready for that length. Just waiting on it. Laura, and finds a priceless boundary here. Perhaps Induja getting a bit tired there. Fuller delivery, that's much more like it. Oh, it's beat the extra cover fielder. There is a sweeper out there, but they will pick up 2 more here. So good end to the over. It's 118 for 4 with 1 over to go. So it's going to be Lavanya Kenny to bowl the final over of the innings. Done well, only 19 runs conceded in her 3 overs previous. 1 wicket to her name. But it's a risk to bowl spin at this stage against Sachi Pai. She's striking the ball really cleanly. 30-run partnership here.
I think UAE women are in a situation now where they bring seamers. You see Laura Jackson striking them. And when you bring the spinners, you see Sachi Pai getting runs out of them. It's a no ball. A free hit to follow. I just add a bit of salt to the injury.
Yeah. That is going to be costly. Very costly indeed. And now Chaya Mughal, a lot going through her mind already. Well, now she has a free hit to contend with. She's pushed that deep cover back, brought the long on into the circle, and she's moved to extra cover herself. So an opportunity for Laura Jackson here. Hit over the top, wideish long off, and that's a princely looking shot for 4.
Absolutely no chance for the fielder. Excellent shot. Lovely use of the feet. Picking Just choosing the feet. Yeah, the last over has to be expensive.
Wonderful footwork, brilliant execution, and placed expertly just over that mid-off fielder. 60 not out now, Laura. Can they add some more here? 10 more could do very nicely indeed.
This time onto the onside. There'll be 2. They're running hard for the second. They got the second one very easily. Yeah, seems like they're on a hunt to score around 124.
It's very possible they end on exactly 137 once more.
Yes, very much possible now. The 4 more deliveries, all they need to score is 11 more runs. Stepping it out, playing it on the onside.
So this is the right person to be on strike here for the spinners. Sachipai, 23 of 23 deliveries to go. Can she get a boundary here? Can she get a maximum here? That would be something special.
Steps out. The first runs they completed very quickly. They're coming back for 2. That's great running. That's brilliant. That's brilliant running. Sachipai is just batting on 25, unbeaten of 21 deliveries. Along with Laura Jackson, just moved on to 19 of 17 deliveries. Excellent inning this is. Again tries to go, heaved it towards the onside. A single take in, one last legal delivery to go in this inning.
Well, they've got 130 on the board. Can they conclude with a boundary here? Been a decent over from Lavanya, all things considered. Final ball of the day. Oh, nicely bowled into the block hole. They'll conclude with the dot ball. So Lancashire Thunder have managed 130 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Definitely a very competitive score on this track.
Yeah, looking at the second game, it will not be easy for batters to bat now. The condition, they must be tired and out, especially after playing there, fielding almost 40 overs, and then now need to come in and bat one more time. So 130, I think, is a very decent total. They need to look at that. 230 is there. Georgie Boy is scoring 30 of 28 deliveries, and Alice Clark, she showed her class, 37 of 31 deliveries. And then Sachipai, excellent innings. This has been from her, 26 unbeaten, alongside Laura Jackson, who scored 19 runs.
Only 8 extras in the innings there. Good disciplined effort by the UAE women's side, and they will fancy themselves in this one. Chase, taking a look at the bowling analysis. Isha Oza, excellent spell in the power play. 1 for 6 for 3 overs. Maika Gaur, none for 8, only given 2 overs. Shaya Mughal bowling 2 overs herself, none for 19. Khushi Sharma also getting just the 2 over spell, none for 17. Vaishnavi Mahesh, once again, brilliant bowling, 1 for 25. Lavanya Kenny going for a bit of tap, 1 for 31 in her 4 overs. So a lot of the bowlers were rested from their earlier exertions earlier in the day for match 2. And now let's take a look at the highlights of this first innings here.
Yeah, definitely saving some energies for the later stage. They need to come in and bat as well. So quickly let's have a look at the highlights from the first innings. They had a great show. Good batting performance there. The inning is starting with Georgie Boys. Yeah, this is how it started. They were not having very quick start. It's just spending time around. The first wicket took a while. They just stuck around there. That was the first boundary. This was easy picking on the onside. Khushi Sharma there, always amongst the wicket, but she started with the top edge behind the keeper, goes for 4 runs. This was top edge and long way up in the air. And that was put down by Kavisha. Isha's are there. He gets wicket. An excellent leg spin show from Ashvia. Vishnavi. She just kept on taking the wickets. This is excellent bowling show there from Seema Mahika Gaur. She's been a bit unlucky. Maybe perhaps it took a while to decide the end. She would get from in. That was Chaya Mughal, the captain. And misfield there. The ball just runs towards the boundary line for 4 runs. There's been a couple of misfields. This was the shot of the match. Excellent straight bat between the two fielder. No chance for the fielders to stop that one. Lavenia there. She was just getting a few fortunes and luck. She bowled all 4 overs. That was the first innings highlights. So we'll take a short break until we get back to see the response of UAE Women's.
Absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere. Full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere.
Full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Take
changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible. Changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible. Changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible. spectacular. And from nowhere.
Full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is utterly incredible.
Yeah, so we're back for the run chase of UAE Women's. They'll be needing to score 131 runs with two openers walking their way to the middle. It will be Kavisha alongside Isha. So, just to remind everybody, it's a pre-season tour, a friendlies of Lancashire cricket here in Dubai. It's a third game of between these two, Thunder and UAE Women, where both of the teams have won one each. So I've been joined by Ahmed Khwaja. Welcome, Ahmed.
Good afternoon, Abid. Yes, indeed. Interesting match going to take place now. 131, the required target for the UAE women's side. Earlier today, they batted first and defended a score of 137 quite comfortably. But this time, it's all about the run chase. Yesterday, we saw they could only accrue 98 runs in their allotted 20 overs, but that game was at the sevens. This time, it's a new venue. It's a whole new ball game. This mini series between these two sides is tied 1-1. So in some aspects, it's a sort of a decider. So looking forward to this contest indeed.
Yeah, mini decider. Probably, yeah, definitely. They are all square right now, 1-1. And this game will pretty much decide the winner. But just to remind everybody, it's friendlies. So now the target is set, 131 runs, and a very big wicket would be of Kavisha Kumari, who just scored up. Oh, that's a nice delivery. The big shout there from the behind the stumps, Captain Neely.
Yeah, this batting power play is going to be very, very important indeed. Laura Jackson with some runs to her name. Batted quite well out there with Sachi Pai. Let's see if she can translate that form into her bowling as well. Down the leg side, nicely turned around the corner to get off the mark. And interesting that they've sent Isha Oza up to open with Kavisha this time.
Yeah, seems like they would just want to do a couple of experiments there. And I think the last power play was very well capitalized between the two openers. It was just Tisha who just got shot. She couldn't make the much impact today. Whereas in the last game, when sevens, she was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, very good knock on a tough pitch. And Kavisha Kumari, well, we saw what she did early in the day. Fabulous knock. And look at that cut shot immediately getting going. There is a third man in place though. And she is striking the ball quite cleanly already.
A late cut there. The first runs from the bat. Yeah, that's actually Kavisha's first runs. She looks in the same similar performance that she left earlier. Scoring 76 runs in the last game. Soft hands from Isha. Straight to the fielder. Excellent piece of fielding.
There was a big full toss there. I think Isha was just caught a bit surprised there. She's the kind of player she'll definitely like to stroke that through the cover region. very fluent on the offside. This time she finds the gap behind point. No fielder out there, and it will run away for 4. That's a top shot from Isha Oza. Overcorrecting with her length there. And made to pay the ultimate price. Nicely put away for 4. So it's a positive start here for the UAE women's side. And the Lancashire Thunder, they would like some early wickets up top. Need to get these 2 batters out quickly. Chase that one a little bit. Beaten. And that will conclude the first over. 6 for no loss.
Hannah Johns, for the first time, from the ICC Cricket Academic end. So, her role will be very important. A punch from the back foot, a misfield will allow the batters to get 2 at least. Oh, Kavisha wants this. Oh, is it Ghana? Need to see the umpire, not interested there. Good clean collect from Ellie, but batter just made it in time. Look at that. She's just gone and punched it through the back foot, and there was a misfield. They run for 2. Hannah this time onto the onside. Big appeal from Ellie behind the stumps. Umpire is not interested. They're given as wide. So the first ball has just been bowled 1 over and 3 runs in this over. Yeah, that's a good line and length. That arm delivery just shaping into the right-hander. Could be surprisingly, can be getting through.
Yeah, interesting to see they've opened with spin from the pavilion end. Otherwise, it was Phoebe Graham taking the new ball in the power plays. I think they've recognized the extras had really hurt them badly in the first game, giving away 5-10 extra runs that made all the difference. This time, they're relying on spin even in the power play. Cut away, but backward point will clean up.
Yeah. Phoebe Graham not playing the second game, definitely. She's rested. A fast bowler probably needs the most of the rest.
Yeah, she's had to slog out there. Oppressive heat. Pulled away this time by Kavisha, but there is a mid-wicket out there. And she's looking to be aggressive. She's striking the ball very cleanly indeed.
Well, we see two different teams, 2 different plannings of the game. Whereas you see usually the UAE women's relies a lot on their first 6 overs. Whereas the batters from Lancashire Thunders, they just try to settle in and then purchase runs from the surface. So it will be the first 6 overs, a pressure for batting UAE women's, and then when after power play they try to get settled, there's less pressure on them.
Oh, big appeal this time. Umpire has a think about it. Nope. Turns it down. 10 for no loss after 2. Then good over here.
Yeah, seems like Laura Jackson will continue from the Gems School end. Cut away nicely. Single available. Kavisha has a big role to play again. Lots of hopes will be with her wicket. She has a role to play in. I think the team must be expecting her to score at least 50 runs or more. She is very much capable of doing that. Nicely bowled. The ball shaped into the batter and the ball is running away for 4 runs. Excellent timing on it. Perfect 4 runs. Just beats and finds the gap.
Well, that is a fabulous shot. Look at that. Just pure timing. Placed in the gap to perfection. And the fielders had absolutely no chance. Beautiful timing from Isha Oza. Just matching Kavisha shot for shot. That was good as any stroke that Kavisha played earlier this morning. And these two, definitely the top batters for the UAE women's side.
Extra bounce, beats, and that's given out. Isha walking out. That's a big wicket. She just walked her out. We were talking about the greats walking out themselves, and we just witnessed Isha walking out.
Well, as always, the commentator's curse is undefeated. Just when I was praising Isha's shot-making abilities, she's feathered one to the keeper. Bit of a bobble by Ellie Threckle. But by that time, Isha Oza had realized she'd nicked it and walked off. So that's a huge loss and a big breakthrough for Lancashire Thunder. It's 15 for 1.
So this is the wicket they were looking for. They got one. Isha Oza opens the inning. Could not really put much of impact. Just got 9 runs for her team. And nicked it behind. And the keeper making no mistake there. In fact, she just started walking out before the umpire gives it out. There was stifled appeal from the team. But that's the spirit of the game.
Absolutely. And kudos to Isha Oza. Did not hesitate even for a second. 15 for 1 after 2.5 overs. So a balanced start. They've got some runs, but got a wicket to Laura Jackson. She's having a fabulous second game. Wickets and runs to her name.
If you just notice, the ball is swinging there. A new ball swinging both the ways, kind of in and out before reaching to the batter.
Yeah, she's got movement. Even in the morning, she was hooping the ball around. So that just says that her seam presentation and wrist action is very good. Knows how to move the ball around. And if she can do that in these conditions, well, in England, she'll be unplayable. Oh, lovely shot over the top of extra cover. Tirtha stepping into that shot and absolutely pinged it over extra cover for 4.
Yeah, off the mark with the boundary. Excellent shot there. There was a lot of swing in the ball, and that was a lot of width also. Even further going away from the left-hander, just made it easy for her to get 4 runs. Excellent start for her. And just this power play, they must be eyeing to score 45 to 40 runs, somewhere close to that. No more wickets going down because these are the very crucial players of the team. Tirtha and Kavisha. That's played straight. The first run's completed quickly. That's still, the ball is swinging hard. Excellent bowling there from Laura Jackson. It's just that one delivery that was wide-ish. So it's the end of the over number 3, 24 none for 1.
So Hannah Jones to continue from the pavilion end. And they've got that early wicket. That too, a big wicket of Isha Oza. But Tirtha, what a shot she just played in the last over. Elegantly lofting that extra cover fielder. And good to see they've come out with the right mindset to make runs in the batting power play. That's something that the Thunder had struggled with. In both games, could only manage about 23 odd runs in the second game. Oh, trying to slash that hard. Not enough room.
It's a good combination now with Hannah Jones. This one played along the ground to Georgie Boy's fielding there. A quick change that will really hurt now the right hand and left hand combination to the bowler. Not only the bowler but the fielders as well, because it's just really getting tired and it's a very difficult conditions to field now. It's a double-header, second game of the day.
Yeah, that's the right area where you need to be. Just pitch the ball up. Try to make them play straight. And Kavisha, she's gotten off to a start here, 5 off 7. She holds the key to this run chase.
A good delivery there from Hannah Jones. She's just getting that extra bounce and pitching at the very tight line and length. Just flick out the wrist and get single.
Yeah, she knows her role. She just has to keep the economy rate down, try to attack from the other end. And that's how you operate. You cannot go hunting for wickets from both ends. One bowler needs to know their role in the side. And Hannah, well, she just needs to keep the boundary count down. Oh, leading edge there. This is very good bowling indeed.
Yeah, Tirtha being a left-hander against the left-arm spinner would be comfortable. Hannah Jones ends her second over. It's 4 gone, 22 for 1. Yeah, seems like Laura Jackson will continue her third over. Excellent. These are commitment from the bowler.
Well, if you're going to bowl short and down the leg side, Kavisha Kumari is going to smash you for runs all day. Once again, airing and giving her space to play that whip shot. She plays so well towards square leg. Easy pickings for a 4.
Yeah, pardon me, that was Daniel Collins is coming to bowl now from the Gems school end. This was wide delivery, 5 already of just a single delivery.
Well, this is quite fascinating. Daniel, left-hand batter and right-arm medium pacer. That's a unique combination. Don't see that very often.
Yeah, you can see that she's bowling with right arm, where she bats with left hand. We saw her yesterday batting. Today had chance to see her batting. Back of the land delivery pulled. It's a chase for the fielders, and this one is gone. 4 runs, and
once again dropping their length here. Daniel not learning from the previous boundary. Just sat on the pitch, and can you believe it? It's a no ball too. Free hit coming up.
Yeah, things are really not going in a favor of Daniel. She's just given 10 runs in one delivery.
And that run rate achieved has gone up to 7.7. So once again, it's a quick start in the batting power play.
Shorter length delivery again, and this one well fielded by Sacha Pai.
Well, she certainly saved 3 runs for her side there. That was hurtling away to the mid-on fence. Brilliant commitment.
Sacha Pai was excellent fielding there. She's a very energetic fielder and a good batter. We saw her today, and she does everything, and this one is cut hard. An excellent fielding there. Definitely saved 4 runs for her team.
Well, she is in the mood for punishment here. Kavisha Kumari smashing that to backward point. Good fielding there. Once again, the fielders saving runs for their bowlers. And now this batting power play is looking very good indeed. Just a matter of a couple of boundaries.
Laura. This one is again a wide delivery, lots of extras. This is, I think, the last thing Ellie wants to see.
Yeah, this has backfired a little bit. What we've seen, even Phoebe Graham, she was struggling from this end, then came back quite efficiently in the game. But they're only defending 130 odd, 97 runs required in 15 and a half overs. So they've done the main task of overcoming the required run rate. Tirtha just backing away for a second. And also the wind has picked up. It's quite blustery out there. So will not help when you're coming up that incline from the Gems school end. Puts the bowler off.
Yeah, absolutely. They was just looking for this kind of over a big one. This time the bowler lost the rhythm. A bit of delay first from the batter and now from the bowler.
Well,
it's all square.
Yeah, all square, exactly.
And that is a height maybe. That one, 4 runs. Excellent shot and easy picking for the batter.
Well, that was a gift. Wrapped with a bow for Tirtha. Hanging full toss, just bunted over the top of square leg. Easy pickings for 4. So 38 for 1. Very expensive over. 16 runs off it already.
2 more legal deliveries to go. She must be worried. Doesn't want to see her captain at least.
Yeah.
But you got
Just
no
go quietly to deep fine leg.
Yeah, but you got no many choice. Oh, this one on the onside again. Excellent fielding in the deep. Certainly saved the 4 runs.
Well, exactly. That was the hardest hit shot from Tirtha. Unfortunately, the fielder was expertly placed. But I will say this, Abid, if she can pick up a wicket here, especially of Kavisha Kumari, it'll all be worth it.
Yeah, I think that's the only way that you can return the favor. Picking up a wicket of Kavisha. Either of any batter. I think Tirtha is also a very good batter. Pulled on the onside. Chase for the fielder. And ball wins it once again. It's now a big over. 21 of it.
Well, this could be the moment that changes the game. 21 runs off the over, as Abida said. Once again, a short ball. No mid-wicket. Just had to miss the fielder. And gone for 4. 43 for 1 after 5 overs. So change in the bowling then. Sophie Turner coming on from the pavilion end. Going to bowl the final over of the batting power play. That required run rate has dipped below 6 here, Abid. So they definitely need some good economical overs to build up that run rate pressure once again.
Yeah, indeed. I think Sophie was looking for this end of the ICC Cricket Academic end, and she got one. I think it's time for her now to deliver, or maybe a wicket from here can bring back the team. Thunders back in the contest. Oh, ball on the bats. That's a wrong choice. 4 runs. It's raining boundaries.
Brilliant shot from Tirtha. Absolutely nailed it. Just a flick of the wrist. There was a deep fine leg and a deep square in place. They had absolutely no chance. What a shot.
Yeah, excellent shot there. Turner must be under pressure from the word go. The first ball she bowled goes for a boundary. This is better line. Outside off channel.
Yeah, that's where you need to be. Pitch it up. Keep it on that off, 4th off stump line. And Tirtha has raced off to 15 off 10 already. Couple of boundaries to her name. She's supporting Kavisha very well here.
Oh, classic style there of the bat. Perfectly right in the front. Solidly showing that sticker. Oh, in fact, there is no sticker on her bat.
Indeed. Perfect technique. And like I always like to say, Abid, cricket is a game of angles, not of power. You just need to place the ball, time the ball. You don't need to overpower anybody. Oh, look at that shot there, hooked away. 1 bounce 4, maybe even a 6. It's the first 6 of the day. What a hit from Tirtha.
Yeah, that's the first 6 of the tournament. That was there in the slot. Beautifully picked up. Look at that. And the rest is just over the fielder head. Daniel Collins is an spectator there, watching the ball sailing over her head.
What a hit that was. I think Sophie Turner was a bit frustrated trying to bang the ball in, but it did not rise up as she wanted. And right onto the bat, swivel, hook there, and put away for a maximum. You love to see it.
Yeah, 50 comes up in style. And now UAE Women's scored 53 runs with just 1 wicket down. They got 2 more deliveries in the power play. Yeah, outside off, and you keep the batter quiet.
So in the end, a very productive power play here for the UAE women's side. Going at almost 9 RPO. Just the start they needed to settle some nerves.
Now Teeth on a strike for the final ball of the power play. Outside off, and that's a dot ball. The power play comes to an end. Very good one for the UAE women's. 53 for 1. A chase there. A lovely efforts, but all in vain. 4 runs.
Well, it's raining boundaries at the ICC Academy here. Just cannot stop the torrent of runs here. Daisy Malan into the attack and immediately punished. Once again, too short, too much width, and put away with style and class by Kavisha Kumari. Fantastic hit. And Ellie Threckeld is looking for a plan B here. Both batters have moved into the 20s. Firmly struck this time to deep cover. And there's no respite. At one end, Kavisha Kumari going along swimmingly. And then Tirtha is hitting sixes.
Yeah. All of these Thunder Women's being greeted with the boundaries in their initial deliveries. So that's what is now. The pressure is just keep on mounting on Lancashire Thunders.
So Ellie Threckeld has turned to the spinners, but it does feel a touch too late here. Those 2 overs, especially from Danielle Collins and Sophie Turner, have flipped the script of this game completely. Tucked away towards a wide-ish mid-wicket there. And now this pair is looking very comfortable indeed.
Yeah, they are almost get 60 runs. They're just going around more than 9 runs and over. Just use of the wrist from Kavisha for a single. That brings 60 runs for the team.
Yeah, Daisy Malan now. 7 runs over already. So the run rate has definitely been conquered. 71 required. Trying to sweep that away, given as a wide. So even the extras are piling on now.
Yeah, that's a pressure. Just mounting and mounting. That is a great batting display of UAE women's.
Yep. Excellent partnership. Tucked away off the hip this time. There is a deep square leg, and these two were opening the innings in the game earlier in the morning, so you can understand they know how to bat with each other. Good running between the wickets. They suit each other's playing style quite nicely.
Yeah, they understand each other's game a lot. They just did an experiment sending Isha up to the order today, which didn't work out. She just could manage to score only 9 runs, but then I think there was a plan definitely to get the ball a little slightly older.
Indeed, it's all about disrupting the opposition's plans as well. So good thinking from Shaya Mughal. Solidly behind that. 7 overs gone. Very good start for the UAE. 62 for 1.
Yeah, she has to walk back to her mark once again. Sophie Turner now to continue her spell.
Yeah, need her to respond. She's an experienced campaigner. Oh, hit in the air just past that cover fielder though. Not timed perfectly, but just about well enough control there. So this partnership almost nearing 50, 48 runs to be precise. 68 runs required in 12.5 overs. The run rate is just a tick below 5.5. And if this two pair remain at the crease, it'll be over pretty soon, I reckon. Nicely flicked away off the hip. Elegant looking shot from Kavisha. She really does have that 360 game. Loves that square cut behind point. We've seen her play that pull shot through square leg. Very good on those horizontal bat shots. Very technically correct. Aggressive player. Knows her strengths, minimizes her weaknesses, and it's a certain formula for success. Once again a wide here. So Sophie just struggling from the pavilion end, perhaps a bit tired from her exertions. It's not easy playing back-to-back T20 games. They've only had a break of an hour in between. They've been at it since 10 a.m. local time. And it's early spring here. Blustery conditions. You have to feel for them. They're early in their preseason training as well. Pulled away once again. Beats the square leg fielder. No, that's a fabulous effort. Saved a certain boundary. But they will pick up 2.
Yeah, they're just not being able to pose the runs. The runs are flowing. Look at the replay there. That was brilliant. Back of the hand. Good efforts. Certainly saved a boundary.
Yeah, she's playing that pull shot, swivel pull so well. Once again, this time. But deep fine leg. Oh, a misfield. But thankfully did not cross the boundary rope. They will pick up 2 more. So this plan to attack her with the back of a length is not working here for the Thunder. And in fact, she's outscoring Kavisha Kumari now. Kavisha has got 100 runs for the day. What a performance she's given. It's rare for her to produce a failure. She's such a reliable scorer for the national team. And making amends after getting a poor score yesterday. Piling it on their home patch. Solidly behind that. That's where you need to bowl. A bit fuller and a bit straighter, Sophie.
Yeah, the required run rate has just dropped to 5 runs and over. And things are just still going on the favour of UAE women's. I think Lancashire women's need a wicket here. Any of these 2 batters, if they manage to get the wicket. Excellent driven towards the offside. Covers. They will come back for 2. 2 runs will be added.
8 overs gone. It's 71 for 1.
Hannah Johns now will be coming in from the Gems School, and a change of end for her. I think Ellie believes a lot in shifting the bowler's end.
Yeah, she wasn't looking particularly threatening from the pavilion end, so it makes sense. She desperately does need to break this partnership.
Yeah, she's just desperate to get a wicket here, and I think the wicket only is the way to stop the proceedings of UAE women's. They're looking unstoppable at the moment. Nicely driven. They need to hurry. Direct hit would have really closed. No, that's a good running. Excellent.
Yeah, good call. She timed it better than she thought. And extra cover had head towards the ball. Thankfully, just a bit deep there. And of course, we do have to remind everyone this is a pre-season friendly. So nothing much at stake. Just going through their paces both sides. Especially the Lancashire Thunder girls who have just completed their pre-season winter training and now getting set for the season proper. Nicely worked. There's a big gap at mid-wicket. They will pick up 2 here. Excellent fielding once again. Good desperation. Throwing themselves around.
Yeah, good efforts. Certainly saved a boundary. I think that's what you need to do. Driven hard. And it's not an easy shot to play.
Cracked away behind, point this time. Sweeper does well to keep it to 1. And yet Tirtha Satish is looking very determined out here. 33 of 23. She's played a very fluent innings, very assured. And given Kavisha, in fact it's Kavisha Kumari now giving the supporting role to her.
Akash said late cut there. There is a fielder. Wouldn't get any runs, but that was excellent shot.
Fast hands through the ball. Her balance is so good, Kavisha. Doesn't use her feet a lot, but she can push forward and lean back very effortlessly. Look at that. Elegantly driven off the front foot this time. And in fact, it's gone all the way for 4. Can you believe it? I thought the fielder would eventually catch up to it, but it just kept running away down the hill for a boundary.
There was pure timing behind that. Fielder had no chance. Good efforts, but all in vain. Look at that outfield. Is very quick. As the day is progressing, the outfield is getting settled and settled. 9 overs gone. 79 for 1. A new bowler has been introduced now from the ICC academic end. It's Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca Duckworth included in the side today. Medium pacer. Let's see, can she produce a breakthrough here? Ellie Threckle still keeping up at the stumps. That shows a lot of skill and bravery. It's not easy. And it's also some extra bounce in this track as well.
No ball. And pitched on the legs. Driven on the onside. 4 runs.
Well, when it rains, it pours. Not only a poor delivery, but also overstepping the mark. And free hit coming up for Tirtha Satish, who's batting beautifully out there. Raced on to 37.
It's getting difficult for the bowlers to settle. She's bowling her first over. And it's just about the time when nothing is going on your way. It's that kind of a day that Lancashire Thunders have. Tries to play a cheeky. That was a free hit over the keeper head. That's runs. 4 runs.
Well, she is in imperious form now. Tirtha Satish, absolutely unstoppable. Maximizing the free hit, back of a length once again, and just paddling it. Look at that execution. Over the top of the keeper, fine leg in the circle, had absolutely no chance. And she's raced into the 40s now. 41 not out of 25. And they are absolutely bossing this run chase, Abid.
Yeah, things are getting settled and easier for them. Well, it never looked a chaseable total at first, but then looking the performance of these two batters, Tirtha alongside Kavisha Kumari, it's simply just pulling the game away from the Thunder.
Yeah, it's been a stern examination of their bowling resources. And they've come up short so far. Just 9 runs conceded. Only 1 legal delivery bowled so far. by Rebecca Duckworth. Smack towards mid-wicket this time. Sachi Pai is out there at deep mid-wicket. And even she's looked a quiet figure in the outfield today.
Yeah, indeed. Well, really, the captain is still fighting for the victory behind the stumps. Ili trying to do everything to win the game.
And we do have to talk about Kavisha Kumari as well. 74 earlier today and now 31 of 23. Once again, the senior player, the top gun, taking responsibility. Pulled away, hard pull this time. There is a sweeper out there. And talk about her stamina, her fitness, her temperament. Back-to-back T20 games, and she's been at the crease for the majority of them. Brilliant stuff. She's certainly a superstar for the future for the UAE national side. Looking to achieve big things with her skill and quality at the top of the order.
Yeah, indeed. Definitely. I'm sure both of these batters must be looking for the 50. Look at that Tirtha, the way she just passed Kavisha. And a single taken, they'll be looking for 2. I think there's no need to run. No need to take chances.
And I think we've been extremely privileged to watch a lot of high quality batters in the last 2 days. We saw Danielle Collins playing a fabulous innings, then Kavisha Kumari earlier today, and now Tirtha Satish, and of course Alice Clark played a wonderful innings just an hour or so ago for the Thunder. Sliced away over the top of point this time. There is a deep cover, but they will pick up at least 2 here. Sliding stop there from Sophie Turner, or is it Laura Jackson out there? Not quite sure. But the torrent of runs cannot be stopped right now. They're inching towards victory.
It was Laura Jackson. But it's just can't control giving runs. 14 of just 5 deliveries. Short cuts it well. There's a fielder in the deep. The 15 runs coming off this over so far. Very expensive one.
Well, at the halfway mark then, the UAE women's are 94 for 1.
Yeah, very sorry there for economy. Laura Jackson with the economy of 8, a wicket to her name. The rest it's been only Hannah Johns, who's just having below than 5 runs economy. The rest, all of the bowlers has been absolutely punished. So now the Laura Jackson comes back.
Yeah, turning to her senior bowler here, Ellie Threckle. Desperately needing to break this partnership. Oh, not moving her feet there. Perhaps a bit tired there, Kavisha. She has to remain switched on though. Can she get back-to-back 50s? That would be a very special achievement indeed. The last time we said that though, Abid immediately produced a wicket, so I'm a bit wary of saying that out.
Yeah, we better keep quiet about our courses.
Our commentator's curse is very, very powerful indeed. Shouldering arms to that one, given as a wide, rightly so.
Well, you just need to understand that they're just not carrying the same unit of the bowlers for the second game. They're just taking Liberty Heap out, and there is no Phoebe Graham in the bowling attack. So definitely a lot of changes. Would not really work the way they planned. They brought Daniel Collins into the attack, which was very costly. From there, I think they lost the plot of the game. They're coming back for 2. No, they'll settle with 1 only.
Indeed, very good point there. Phoebe Graham, their senior fast bowler, brought in from Yorkshire, crossing the pond. And you can see why her presence is sorely missed. The turn to Danielle Collins and Rebecca Duckworth both got hammered, and Sophie Turner unfortunately went for a bit of tap as well, thanks to Tirtha Satish, even hitting her for a maximum over fine leg. So just that senior fast bowler's role was lacking, but that's a good experience. They'll learn from this.
Yeah, I think a lot of experiments been made because these are the friendly games. This is where you can use those experiments, and I think I would really be eager to see Liberty Heap along with Hannah Johns. This one played towards the onside, towards the fine leg, only a single. So those two spinners will definitely play a huge role together.
Absolutely. Hannah Jones, Liberty Heap, both very young, both very, very impressive indeed. One bowls left arm orthodox, and Liberty Heap, an absolute natural with her off spin and flight, and bats very well in the middle order as well. And we saw Sachi Pai, well, she can do absolutely everything on a cricket field. Fantastic fielder, bowls a bit of medium pace, and aggressive middle order batter as well. A lot of talent and a lot of ability in this young Lancashire Thunder side. Of course, they are missing a lot of senior players like Sophie Ecclestone, Kate Cross, recognized international superstars on national duty. So the future is very bright indeed for the Red Rose of Lancashire. Cut away this time by Kavisha. I think even if you wake her up at 3 a.m. in the night and ask her to play something short and wide, she'll smash it away behind point for 4. She's so good at that shot.
Yeah, she's brilliant at that. So we will be really happy to see this more tours of Lancashire to UAE.
Absolutely. This is an open call to all the counties out there in the UK. The likes of Surrey, Warwickshire, Worcestershire, Notts, Essex, Middlesex come out to the UAE for some pre-season games, world-class facilities. And give your girls... Oh, lovely shot this time. Hard drive down the ground. Screaming away for 4. Tirtha Satish will not be denied. 100 up for UAE women's team in just 11 overs. Take a look at this off drive, Abid.
Well, that is the shot of the day for me. That was a cracker. The sound of the willow could be heard long way back in the commentary box as well. So that's 11 overs gone, 102 for 1.
Well, I did mention Sachi Pai. She's an all-action cricketer, and now she's coming on to bowl then. Bowls energetic medium pace. Was a touch expensive. Yesterday went for about 10 odd runs in her only over. Let's see if she can produce a wicket here, produce a breakthrough. Kavisha is batting on 37, and Tirtha Satish 48 not out. They just required 29 runs, plenty of time left. Oh, in the air, driven on the up, straight to backward point though. So immediately producing a false shot from Kavisha.
Yeah, Sachi Pai at least not getting hit for a boundary. The rest of the bowlers started, perhaps 2 of the Thunder bowlers started with a no ball and a 4 runs. She's very accurate, but I was talking about the no ball perhaps.
Well, like I mentioned, the commentator's curse is undefeated, just overstepping the mark, and that will be a free hit for Kavisha Kumari. 39 not out of 32, and well, I'll be watching for the fences on that square leg region.
And I think the way Sachi is bowling, she's bowling outside off. I think the more chances of the ball getting hit for the straight shot. So you go for the corner. I'm choosing straight down the ground.
Oh, nicely bowled there. Yorker can only dig it out for a single. And she is a bit disappointed. She wanted to put it away for 4. But that's her hunger for runs. She's a perfectionist.
Yep. Tirtha Satish just too shy of her 50. And just 29 deliveries she faced. Amazing innings she just played. She just literally pulled her team out of the pressure. Where the moment she came in, she played excellent shots all around the ground. That 6 also sailed over the fielder's head on the onside. Excellent show.
Well, they've got no less than 4 fielders manning the leg side boundaries. Deep fine leg, deep square leg, a long on as well. Tucked into mid-wicket, she's pushing for 2. Will this be a 50? No, they're going to stick to 1. Bit of mind games here. Giving her an easy single, making her sweat on that landmark of a half century.
Well, it's just not that she's scored 49, but she's been a very crucial pillar of the partnership, which is 92 runs partnership between these two batters. Kavisha is on a verge of making the second 50. She's 10 runs shy.
Yeah, she's had a day out, let me tell you. 74 earlier in the day, set up the game for victory, and now bossing this run chase. They're going at 9 runs per over. Lovely shot, good feeling and extra, chance for a run out. They will get overthrows, but it was worth the effort there from Sophie Turner, looking to produce a wicket for her side. Excellent fielding. I would give her full marks for that.
Yeah, you need to play an attacking game. That's this Mao. Look at that, pick and throw. Good efforts. Sachipai was not back and to cover it up. So quickly, that will bring Tirtha Satish on a strike, who's just 1 runs away for her 50.
Well, there's acres of real estate towards the leg side. She can just tuck it away. Could this be the moment? Oh, nervy. Push back to the bowler. She'll have to think about it for another over. Big smile. 12 overs gone, 108 for 1.
Well, Rebecca with 15 runs in an over. Daisy 9 runs in over. Just 1 over to these. Danielle Collins 1 over 21. That was the expensive one. Sophie Turner bowled 2 overs, 19.
Yeah, it was just the medium pacers who got hammered a bit. And it's going to be the off spin of Daisy Malan coming in now. So Ellie Threckle ringing the changes. Even she's been a touch expensive. Went for 9 runs in her first over. So let's see if she can produce something here. The ball is slightly softer now. The pitch a bit tired. Has had plenty of action on it today.
Tagged it down all along the ground. No runs there. So I think the pitch is now more supportive towards the spinners rather than fast bowlers. That what we can figure it out from here. But look at Hannah Johnson. Hannah John's just given below 5 runs in over. So excellent bowling for her. And even if you compare to the rest of the bowlers, I think Daisy Mullen have done a fantastic job.
And speaking of spinners, Vaishnavi for the UAE. What a find. She's been only 15 years of age. And that control and dip. Pulled away this time. Square leg in action. For once, Kavisha did not get a boundary. And now it brings on Tirtha Satish on strike, batting on 49. And all of the UAE girls are lined up on the boundary rope, waiting to cheer her on for a landmark moment. nervous times for them and for us in the comm box.
Yeah, just front of our eyes, these young girls sitting, camping there, just to cheer their teammates. Tita, with investing not much time, just played a beautiful knock. She's just shy of 1 runs for her 50.
Well, let's take a look at the field then. There's a short third, a mid-wicket standing in close, and of course the point fielder. So that mid-wicket gap rather has been plugged a bit, and also a mid-off in the circle. So they want to tempt her to go over the top. She's going to sweep it away, and it's going to fall short of fine leg, but that will be 50 for Tirtha Satish. A big jump, a big whoop, a big celebration, a standing ovation from her teammates on the boundary rope. Well played, young lady. What an innings.
A great innings. It's just not the great innings, but she just pulled the team out of the pressure. When she stepped in, the team was certainly under pressure. The classic knock from Tirtha Satish. Excellent batting. Played all around the ground. Hit up for maximum. Perfect.
Well, you can see that meant a lot to her. A big leap in her celebration. A huge sigh of relief. She's worked hard for these runs, and she's deserved every single one of them. Another young batting star is born in the UAE, let me tell you. 50 of just 32 deliveries. It was not an easy run chase, but she made it look like child's play. 110 for 1 at the end of 13 overs. But this moment belongs to Tirtha Satish. Look at the highlights of her innings there. Was immediately striking the ball so beautifully. That one punched over extra cover. And she was really efficient with the pull shot, peppering that mid-wicket and fine leg region. And Sophie Turner, well, she had to bear the brunt of it. Look at that flick of the wrist. Two fielders out there still had absolutely no chance. And take a look at this. That one went all the way for 6, a maximum. And that paddle shot off a free hit. Very, very smart batting here. And Abid, we've been treated to a fabulous knock.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that's to make it more special, she played with the 150 strike rate, which you don't see every day. Excellent display of the batting. She played all around the ground.
And that was the magic moment, just bringing out that sweep shot. And she was absolutely delighted. And why not? She's earned those runs. She's earned that moment. Sachi Pai back into the attack. And Tirtha Satish continues on a merry way, sweeping across the line. Nelson on the board.
Yeah, it's just time for Kavisha to go for the 50 runs for her, but the required run rate is just dropping down and out. It's 2.9. The 20 runs more needed to win. Looks very a cakewalk from here. Not a difficult task, but yeah, you were talking about Nelson. Yeah. So it's 111 for 1. Pushed back to the bowler. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to get away with that Nelson figures.
And of course, now Kavisha will be eyeing that 50 mark as well. Only 7 runs away. And I've loved how they've compiled the runs in this partnership. It was Tirtha who took on the initiative to counter-attack. Kavisha just holding up an end, capitalizing on the loose balls. And neither allowed the other to be under pressure. Kept rotating the strike, kept the scoreboard ticking. Tucked away into mid-wicket, 2 sweepers out there. And now this run chase seems to be a formality. Only 18 runs remaining, 6.5 overs to go. So it's been a stern examination of this young Lancashire Thunder side, and they'll be all the better for it. Their first preseason games. They've been focusing on their strength and conditioning, doing a lot of work in the gyms in the winters. Now They're out there practically in very alien conditions, on very unfamiliar pitches, and they've worked very, very hard. Got one victory to their name. They may have lost two today, and that will be the 100 partnership between Tirtha Satish and Kavisha Kumari. Fabulous effort.
Yeah, it shows the class. Both these batters play a huge role together. A perfect partners. They celebrated. The entire team of UAE Women's were cheering up for them. Shot pulled and a single taken.
And we must give a lot of credit to Lancashire County Cricket Club. It's not easy to tour in a post-pandemic world, but they made it happen, and not only for their men's side, even for their women's side, the Lancashire Thunder. And they've set the benchmark for future teams in the UK, that if we can do it, there's no excuse for you to not promote the women's game like we're doing.
Yeah, just played dirt towards the long on. Quick single there. Quickly this over comes to an end from Sachi Pai. It's 117 for 1.
So Daisy Malan to continue from the Gem School end. Try to crack that away behind point, but Sachi Pai, look at that. Even though the game is pretty much done and dusted, she is going at 100 miles per hour, no matter what.
Yeah, top class performance from her. It seems she doesn't have that chips getting down wire in her. Oh, outside edge. Ball runs away towards the boundary line. 4 runs.
Well, they all count. Even though she's middled a lot of her shots, this time this was a bit streaky. Sliced away. Genuine edge. And short third had absolutely no chance.
Yeah, the fielder was inside the circle. There was no third man behind there. And just things are not going the way Lancashire Thunder wanted. Down the leg side, that's a wide. Another extra. The extra is just piling. These somewhere there is. They need to work out on the extras. Oh, this is up in the air. It gets into the gap. Was it 2 available, but they'll settle with 1. Doesn't want to push. Cuts it well there. They're running hard. Only a single.
Well, Daisy Malan, she's had a decent day out, made some runs to her name, been economical in the bowling. But this has been a very professional run chase from the UAE national team. Swept away down the leg side this time, and it's found the gap, racing away for 4.
Yeah, they're just getting closer and closer towards the victory. They are just literally 1 hit away from a to take up the series. There was 1-1 both, but now it's just a couple of runs away from the victory. Hit it over the bowler head, but excellent fielding. So now the fielders have just piled inside the circle. 15 overs gone, 128 on board. Three runs to win. Laura Jackson on attack. She'll be coming in from the ICC Academic and one hit away. Kavisha for her 50. She hits it into the gap. Ball runs towards the boundary line. Fielder giving it chase. That's a 50 for Kavisha. And that's the victory for UAE Women's. What an excellent show. This has been a brilliant piece of batting and a great chase. Well, a very tough day out there in this heat, but these two put up a very good partnership of 117 runs, both of them reaching the 50 runs. Excellent, fantastic batting display from both of these, Tirtha and Kavisha, the backbone of UAE Women's. Well, it was the second game of the day when Lancashire Thunders were put on to bat first. They batted first. They scored some great innings. We have seen 130 runs, but that was not enough. The way these two batters played, they just won the game. They were unstoppable. It was only one wicket of Isha Ouza who came in to open the innings while chasing. And since when Tirtha Satish have stepped inside and a partnered Kavisha, who just made two back-to-back 50s in the previous game. He scored 74, and this innings he's scored 51 unbeaten. Tirtha 62 unbeaten. Look at that. Lots of happy faces, lots of smiles. The coach is right there in the center, happy with the girls' performance. This has been an excellent show, and the team Lancashire Thunders have also done a fabulous job. They have won the first game, just in the sevens. But just today, not being their day, could not read the conditions, and this is the typical home advantages the team UAE Women's had. That is the batting card for UAE Women's. Only two batters snatching the game away. Only 9 runs are scored by Isha Ouza and Kavisha scoring unbeaten 51, and Tirtha Satish 62 unbeaten of 40 deliveries. What an excellent knock that has been. Lots of bowlers has been used by Ailey. She used Laura Jackson for 3.1. She's the only bowler who picked up a wicket with the economy of 8.8. Hannah Jones has been the most economical bowler for her, for Thunder. Bowled 3 overs, though she didn't pick up the wicket, but just given away 14 runs only. A bit of extras too much. But then, what a brilliant team. That is the match summary. The top scorer for Thunder is Alice Clark, 37th from 31 deliveries. Georgie Boys scoring 30 of 28 deliveries. And Sachi Pai, 26 of 22 balls. Played a lot of sweep shots there. Uza Isha picked up a wicket and given away only 6 runs. She started the innings of the bowling. Excellent show that was. And 1 wicket each. Lavenia and Vaishnavi. That was a great show put on by the ladies of UAE. Yeah, these are the highlights of the day. How this innings has started. There was finding the fence. The first start was slightly slow, but then once that Daniel Collins comes into bowl and they snatched 21 runs of our over, the expensive over. That was a Laura Jackson getting outside edge, and this is where the umpire didn't give it wide, but the batter herself started walking out. Isha was there, and then there was been absolutely one-sided affair when Tirtha Satish came in to join Kavisha Kumari. Both of them was just toying with the bowlers, playing all around the ground, especially a lot of on the onside shots we have seen. Excellent shot that was on the onside. So there's been lots of great shots, and on the onside they particularly played well, but those cut shots, a lot of horizontal shots we've seen between these two partners. We just got a 117 runs partnership. Laura Jackson had a tough day there, the deep, and when things were really tough for Sophie Turner also getting hammered. A lot of ball going on the fine leg region. The only bowler could just get the good healthy economy was Hannah Johns. And that was also run away for 4 runs. That was a excellent shot, and that was the area where they were targeting. If getting anything onto the pads and easy picking on the onside, they were just going after it. We saw a massive 6 also from Tirtha Satish on the onside. That was beautiful shot. In the end, it's UAE all the way. So this is sum up, and the last shot where the 50 comes up for Kavisha, and UAE sealing the deal, won this game. So it's a wrap from the commentary box. We'll go to Ahmed Khwaja, who's along the boundary line.
Well, thank you very much, Abid. So let's just sum up the day's action for you today here at the ICC Academy. We had 2 back-to-back T20 games. In the first game, it was the UAE national team who elected to bat first. Chaya Mughal winning the toss and posting a score of 137 in their allotted 20 overs. It was Kavisha Kumari with a fabulous innings of 72 to set up the score, and then it was the spin web of Isha Oza and Vaishnavi who spun a web around the Lancashire Thunder batting and restricted them to seal a comfortable victory. And then in the evening game, we had UAE team deferring the toss, allowing Lancashire Thunder to bat first. They posted a score of 131, led by Alice Clark, who played a fabulous hand, deserved a 50. And you felt that it could have been a pretty tight run chase, but once again, it was Kavisha Kumari standing up to be counted an unbeaten 50. But it was Tirtha Satish who really caught the eye, making a fabulous 50 of just 30-odd deliveries, setting up the run chase. And in the end, it was a comprehensive 9-wicket victory. The run chase completed in less than 16 overs. What a day of cricket we've had. We had like to compliment the Lancashire Thunder side. There's the first time they're touring for pre-season in the UAE. And what a tour it's been. Yesterday we saw a cliffhanger going down right to the wire 99 runs being chased in the final over of the day thanks to Daniel Collins. And today it was the UAE women's side completing 2 fabulous victories. We've had an enormous pleasure bringing this action to you, and it's a huge step forward for women's cricket here in the UAE and the UK. The first time they're completing a pre-season tour, that too in a post-pandemic world. We thank you so much for joining us at the ICC Academy, and we'll see you later on for future matches of this series as well. Take care and good night.
Subtle changes in pace. This is absolutely spectacular. And from nowhere, full stretch. Absolutely stunning.
Look at his face.
It doesn't get better than this.